Yo! What is good, Sixer Nation, Philly Take Nation? Welcome on in to another edition, number 81 of the campaign. 2 games left. The Eastern Conference play-in race. Playoffs at stake. Sixers coming off a tough loss after they were delivered their worst news imaginable. Can the 76ers finish out strong, try to jump into the top 6? Tonight could determine everything. And they are on the road on the second of a back-to-back, taking on the Indiana Pacers, who have a different objective in mind. Should be interesting to see how it plays out. Sixers got to do everything they can. They got to fight from every angle just to stay alive. See what happens, man. We'll break it down. Happy Friday. Let's go. Shout out to the chat. Shout out to the community. It's about that time, ladies and gentlemen. It's go time here on a Friday night. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome on in here on the second of a back-to-back to Philly Take with RB. You know what time it is, man. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, wherever you are tapping in from. Welcome in to Philly Take with RB, Sixers Game Day live show presented by our friends at National University, powered by the Prize Picks app. As always, we have the 43-37 Philadelphia 76ers taking on the 19-61 Indiana Pacers. Isn't that crazy what the difference a year can make? Isn't that crazy? Pacers were in Game 7 of the finals. We were here streaming that game in June, just 10 months ago. And the Indiana Pacers are 19-61. Ladies and gentlemen, we give you the pregame, the live game, the postgame coverage every single game. That includes our staple play-by-play reactions and our analysis as it all goes down. We read out your comments in real time, and we take your phone calls after the game as well. Do me a favor right now. If you are in the live chat, hit the thumbs up button, hit the subscribe button, and join in on the family. If you want to become a channel member, get the exclusive perks, all the emojis, the loyalty badges, your name highlighted a different color, priority read on comments, and much more, go ahead and hit that join button before we get into the playoffs. Last but not least, make sure you follow us on all platforms. Hit the Linktree link that comes through in the chat, and follow us on IG, Twitter, Facebook, TikTok, audio, and everywhere else that you consume your content. Shout out to the members. Shout out to the community, man. All right, let's hop into it. Pre-game live show. Our actual pre-game analysis tonight is going to be very short, sweet, and simple. First off, let's read off the injury reports, as we always do, because, boy, it might take a little bit of time for the Indiana Pacers injury report. Let's just say at this point in time, the NBA is seeing an all-time tankathon in front of our eyes. Here's the Pacers injury report. I'm going to go through each player. I'm not going to read their injuries to save time. Johnny Furphy out. Tyrese Halliburton out. TJ McConnell out. Andrew Nembhard out. Aaron Nesmith out. Ben Shepherd out. Pascal Siakam out. Ivica Zubac out. Jarris Walker available. And Kobe Brown available. For the 76ers, Joel Embiid out. Janai Broom out. And Tyrese Maxey available. Cameron Payne is listed as out. He was actually waived today by the Sixers, and they signed Dalen Terry. So Cameron Payne is no longer on the team due to his injury, and I don't think anybody else really cares about that right now. But let's be honest, okay? If you go back to the trade deadline and you remember the Indiana Pacers and what they did at the deadline, they geared up for next season, which I actually thought was a great move. They went and they traded for Ivica Zubac, a center from the Clippers, and in exchange, they gave up Benedict Mathurin, and they did pick swap rights. But here's what they did, which I don't think I've ever seen. Essentially, the Pacers get to keep their pick if it is anywhere from 1 to 4 or 10 to 30. So anywhere from 1 to 4 or 10 to 30 in this upcoming draft in the first round, the Pacers will keep their pick. If it lands from 5 to 10, it's going to go to the LA Clippers. So what does that mean for tonight for this game for the Pacers? What that means is that the Pacers are going to try to lose this game like they have every single game. The Indiana Pacers are in full tankathon mode. They are trying to get the best odds that they can. Obviously, we look at the tankathon meter and the race and all. It's not about where you finish. It's about your odds. So they're trying to get the best odds they can. That way teams cannot really jump up in front of them that much. So that's where we're at with the Indiana Pacers. Give me 1 second. Sorry, I had to turn that down. So yeah, the Indiana Pacers are trying to tank. They are trying to lose. The Pacers are 4-21 since the NBA trade deadline. They actually won their last game against the Brooklyn Nets because the Nets are 10 times worse than the Pacers. Like, the Pacers will at least try with who's on the floor. They just know that they're really bad. It's kind of like the Sixers last year. Remember how the Sixers would be in it for like a quarter and a half and then they would just like fall apart? So the Pacers are another one of those teams that have really mastered the tankathon, but they're trying to lose. As for the 76ers, well, here we are with 2 games to go. And as we all know, the Joel Embiid news is very, very unfortunate. And the Sixers just have to try to figure it out. But they're fighting for playoff and play-in territory. So that's what we really need to talk about tonight, because who cares really about this game? All we know is that the Sixers need to try to win this game, and they need to try to win against the Milwaukee Bucks on Sunday night. That'll be the last game of the regular season. And the play-in games will be next week, probably on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. So I have a graphic up in front of me from the NBA today. Here are the predicaments right now. I'm going to start with the Sixers. It says Philadelphia is locked into the play-in tournament if they lose tonight or if the Raptors win. So again, if the 76ers lose tonight or the Raptors win, the Sixers will be officially locked into the play-in tournament. Now, in terms of the Toronto Raptors, they are playing the New York Knicks tonight. So that's going to be a bit of a tough game. They're on the road in New York. Okay, on top of that, Toronto will clinch a playoff spot. Toronto will clinch a spot in the top 6 if they win or if there are losses by the Magic, Sixers, and Hornets. So Toronto is going to try to win that so they can solidify their spot in the top 6. The Orlando Magic are locked into the play-in tournament tonight with a loss or with wins by the Raptors and the Hawks. Same thing for the Charlotte Hornets. And the Atlanta Hawks will be locked into the top 6 tonight if they win or if the Magic and the Hornets both lose. So I know that's a lot, but simply put, all of these teams are fighting right now. And if we look at the NBA standings, which are not solidified yet, the 76ers are currently tied with the Charlotte Hornets right now. Sixers have lost 3 in a row. They are the 8th seed. They are tied with the Hornets. They are 2 games ahead of the Heat, so the Heat are probably going to be the 10 seed. What the Sixers are trying to do right now is, 1, get into the top 6, which is very, very hard to do now. But they're trying to stay in the 7-8 range, because if they fall down to number 9, then they're going to have to win 2 play-in games to even get out of the play-in, which is almost impossible, especially with who you have to play without Joel Embiid. So we will talk about it more throughout the night as things go on. But really, when it comes down to this game, ladies and gentlemen, and honestly, it's wild that the Sixers are a 15 and a half point favorite tonight. Sixers are a 16 almost point favorite tonight. That shows you how bad the Pacers are. But I do remember the first couple games this season. Sixers beat the Pacers back in December. 115-105. They beat them in January, 113-104. And they beat them in February by 21 points. At that point, everybody was done. But those first two games were only decided by like 10 to 11 points. So with Rick Carlisle as coach, again, the Pacers are not the worst tanking team ever. They're probably being told, hey, we have to lose, but Rick Carlisle is not going to let that slide. So my point is that the Sixers better come out with a lot more intensity tonight than they had last night. Last night was the epitome of these teams and what they can do to the Sixers, both on the rebounds, both on the defensive end. And I know the Rockets are obviously the best rebounding team in the NBA, and also their defense is insane with the length that they have in their starting five. Obviously, it's not going to be that way today, but I'm just talking about from a pure effort standpoint. The Sixers have to show me just a little bit that they want it. And Tyrese Maxey has to play way better. I thought he was way too passive last night. And I feel like all the minutes that Maxey played early in the season are really catching up to him. Paul George, who has been on an absolute tear, looked awful last night. And we know about the center position. I mean, who's going to really play center in the play-in playoffs? You know what I mean? Out of Adem Bona and Andre Drummond, both of them did not play well last night. Drummond is either pretty good or pretty bad. And Adem Bona, I mean, he's just inexperienced. He's young and inexperienced. So it is going to be a tough uphill climb, man. Uphill, tough climb. So that's where I'm at, man. That is where I'm at. One more thing I want to say before we turn it over to the chat and we get some predictions and all that. First off, we have 70 plus people in here already. The fact that we already have this many people here is amazing. You guys are the absolute best. And I do want to say thank you for constantly showing up this season, constantly being here, supporting the show, helping us grow, following us on all platforms. Like all the little things that you guys and girls do really helps us grow. And like I said, we are going to be streaming a ton of playoff and play-in games starting next week. So I'm actually, I woke up and I had a few convos with people, and I'm actually really starting to figure it out. Like, don't get me wrong. I love doing this. Like, I eat, sleep, and breathe this stuff, man. But I am so excited to do what we did last year and watch these other teams in the playoffs. Like, I haven't noticed it because I've been in it. You know how like sometimes if you step away for a second and take a deep breath and go on a walk and like really think about something, you can put it into better perspective. That's how I feel about the Sixers right now. Like, I'm going to be honest with y'all. I am tired of like talking about the same thing all the time, man. I still feel awful for Joel Embiid. I still feel so bad. And that's the other point I want to make, okay? Please don't come in here tonight acting like a, you know what. If you do that, you're getting timed out for the entire night. Simple as that. Funny story today, out of nowhere. A short that I put up days ago talking about a potential Sixers and Knicks 3-6 matchup. Bunch of Knicks fans flooding the comments saying the craziest things I've ever seen about Joel Embiid. Like all kinds of nasty things. I've just come to realize, man, that I just can't pay attention to it all. And I've noticed that over the years. I'm just not going to give it any attention, and I hope that you guys don't do the same. Like if someone comes in here and they're going to talk about this dude, he's soft and he's a loser. Like, come on, man. Anybody can get appendicitis. It is the absolute worst timing. And yes, it is frustrating as a Sixers fan. That is completely understandable. And if you want to vent about that, by all means, this is a therapy session. But how about we kind of just take a step back and hope that the guy's okay? Now, the update today was that he made it out of surgery and he went back home and he's feeling okay. So that's good. I'm glad as a human being. Like, be a decent person. You know what I mean? The timing is the absolute worst. But you also got to feel for this dude mentally, man. Where was I going with that? I don't even know. At the end of the day, man, I'm just so tired of talking about the 76ers right now. Because the entire goal, and I feel like this will be better to talk about once the season ends in like a post-season video like I usually do right after the season ends. But the entire plan was to get Joel Embiid to the playoffs healthy. And then they come out of left field with an injury that you could have never predicted. If I had asked everybody in the chat on day one of the season, if Joel Embiid gets injured at the end of the season, what will his injury be? They would say all kinds of things, you know, a knee injury, a back, even an eye injury. Nobody in their right mind would have said appendicitis. It's just horrible. It is terrible. And there's just nothing we can do about it. And now that because of the timing, the team is screwed. Let's be honest. Let's be honest. So anyway, I'm going to do my best to just try to enjoy this team and what they can do in these last few games that they have. Another thing that was swarming social media last night, which I just got off and I had to stay away. The Maxey hate crew has reemerged, and the only thing I was seeing last night is, oh, you got to trade Maxey. Maxey's shown you that he can't be a number one option. Blah, 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 blah. You got to really separate who the fans of this team are and the, you know, Joel Embiid profile picture or a Dembona profile picture. Like those kinds of people are not fans of this team. They don't support us. They don't support the team like we do. Unfortunately, everybody can sit behind a fake profile picture and have an opinion nowadays. That's how it works. If your instant takeaway from the last 48 hours is that the Sixers need to trade Tyrese Maxey, I would consider I don't know, knitting, cooking class. I don't know. Maybe sports isn't your forte, man. That's all I'm going to say on that. That's all I'm going to say. With that being said, I am trying my best to keep a positive mood going. The Sixers have a dark cloud over their franchise right now. I'm going to try to enjoy Maxey and VJ and see what they can do. I know they're going to struggle because they don't have a quality big on the floor. That was the biggest issue last night. You know, Maxey was getting shadowed off the rip. He was getting pressured by 2 6'8" defenders. I don't know what we want him to do other than be more aggressive. I agree he needs to be more aggressive, but he literally had no lanes and they don't run an offense. So I just think, you know, when teams have like bad moments or failures, it's not just one person. It's just, you got to look at the whole situation. And I just don't, I don't see any way out of this. You know what I mean? We could talk about everything bad that's happened this season. The fact of the matter, as I said on the live show and the postgame last night, is the Joel Embiid injury has come at the worst possible time. And there's nothing else that they can do. That's it. They have to try to win to stay in the playoff and out of the play-in, but I feel like they're going to get in the play-in at this point. Okay, I just looked at the chat. Somebody said, did you talk about Campaign getting waived? I did. There's nothing really to talk about because Cameron Payne is injured. He has a hamstring injury. So the Sixers wanted a player that could play. So they converted Dalen Terry, whip-de-doo, to a standard contract. That is why they waived Campaign. He has a hamstring injury. He probably will not be back. And the Sixers wanted to get another body on the roster. So that's what happened. Okay, guys. Shall we turn it over? Shall we turn it over? I mean, the last positive thing I'll say, because I just looked at the Pacers record here again, and it just like hit me in the face. It's going to be very contradictory to say this, but at least the Sixers had a decent season. You know, a lot of ups and downs. At least there were parts of it that were fun to watch. That's my positive takeaway. It wasn't the Pacers or the Sixers of last year that couldn't even win 20 games. So that's kind of how I feel. Okay. we shall take it over to the rest. Ladies and gentlemen, shout out to y'all. Help us keep growing the family. Get us to 53,000 subscribers. Big playoff push on the way. And, yeah, I mean, again, the Pacers are coming off a nice win against the Nets, even though they're sitting their top 9 players on the team. Pacers are going to play with energy. So the question is, will the 76ers play with energy? I think this is one of those games where, yeah, they may not be perfect, but if they play with energy, they should be able to win. But will they? Will they? It's time for our final predictions, presented by Prize Picks. Second of a back-to-back. Ladies and gentlemen, can't believe this is a question, but I need your final predictions in the chat. Give me your final score prediction. Who's going to get the W? How many points will the leading scorer have, and who will the leading scorer be? So I need 4 things from you in the chat. Final score prediction, who gets the W? Who will the leading scorer be? And how many points will they have? Give me all of your thoughts down below. I'm going to give you mine on the other side. But I have to give a huge shout out to our great partners of the show over at Prize Picks. Ladies and gentlemen, download the Prize Picks app right now. The playoffs are literally next week. This is where stars are made. Every play counts. There's no better way to cash in if you're right on high-flying hoops action than with Prize Picks, America's #1 sports picks app. Every bucket, every dime, every win means more when you're playing on Prize Picks. I love how you can build lineups with multiple sports in the same entry. Tonight, you could put players in your parlay from MLB, NBA, NHL. They have over 100 sports happening right now that you can choose from. And with their brand new team picks markets, you can pick game winners, spreads, and totals all on top of the player picks you already know. This makes the watching experience so much more enjoyable because not only can you root for your team, but you can also cash in if you make the right picks. You can also pick who's going to win the league, who's going to win a certain playoff series, MVP, and other awards as well. It's another way to pick the sports you love, all on Prize Picks. Team picks are available in 35 states, including California, Texas, Georgia, Washington, and more. And Prize Picks also offers early payouts. So if your player gets off to a hot start, you have the option to cash out the winnings before the game even finishes. Download the Prize Picks app today. Pick your first game winner, spread, or total as the playoff push rolls on. Get $50 in daily fantasy lineups when you play your first $5 lineup when using the code CLNS. Once again, use code CLNS. Get $50 in daily fantasy lineups when you play your first $5 lineup. Shout out to Prize Picks. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is about that time. Final score predictions, drop them in the chat. So, I will admit that I think the Pacers are going to come out with some energy. I think the Sixers, though, will come out and realize that last night's effort, although they did cut the lead to 5 in the fourth quarter before they left Durant wide open for 3, which was insane. Although the backups brought him back in, the stars did not play well last night. Maxey and PG were not good. So I think they will come out with more fire. They tend to have done that, I would say mostly this season. Like when they play bad on the first half, usually we're like, okay, they're going to be out of energy, but they circle back around and they play well. So I do believe the stars will bounce back. For some reason, I'm feeling a really good VJ Edgecombe game. I don't know why. It's just an urge I have. By the way, the spread just went from 15.5 down to 14.5. Uh-oh. No, I'm just kidding. VJ Edgecombe, I think, is going to be the leading scorer. I don't know why. I have an urge. VJ for 28. Sixers get the win. I think it's going to be close in the first half, but I think the Sixers pull away. I'm going to say 121 to 108. I can't believe it. I'm picking the Sixers to win by 13 points because I think more so the Pacers are going to bottom out in the second half. I just looked at their starting 5. I'm like, oh my gosh. Like I told you guys all the players that are out. This starting lineup though, oh gosh, man. Obi Toppin did have a big game off the bench last time though, so maybe he'll be the rando that cooks the Sixers tonight off the bench. But anyway, 121, 108. VJ with 28. That's what I'm feeling. That's what I'm feeling. What do you guys think? Drop your takes in the chat. If you have any hot takes, drop them in there as well. 130 people in here. Get us to 100 likes, guys, so we can wake up the neighbors. All right, let's see. We have, first off, shout out to the members. Busy B, Beer Batter, Gummy Shark, Cool J. Shout out to y'all, man. Shouts to the mods and the members. Don Boyle in here. Dead Stew, what's up? Really appreciate y'all, man. Thank you guys for being here religiously. I really do appreciate it. Let's see. Edward's in here. What's up, Edward? Discipline's in here. Where's the score predictions at? Let me scroll down a little bit. Robert, what's up, man? 117, 108 Sixers. Wait, what did I say? I said 121, 108. Okay, so that was close to me. Maxi 33. Pacers were one game from a title. Probably have a top 4 pick coming. We'll be right back at the top of the East. Way better than the Sixers. Dude, Saul, I'm going to be honest with you, brother. You got to find a hobby, dude. You really do. I think you're a Knicks fan. First off, thanks for being here. Second off, Knicks fans, you guys are obsessed. You guys are not winning the championship, and I'm going to be here streaming it, and I'm going to laugh in your face when it happens. Third off, the fact that you're in here so early to hate on the Sixers, bro, like you need a hobby, bro. It's a Friday night. It's a Friday night, brother. Legendary 114-101. Sixers PG with 28, 12, and 6 triples. Dan B, what's up, brother? Channel member 106.95 Sixers. VJ with 28. Busy 123-109. Sixers leading scorer. Paul George Revenge on his former team with 30. Feels like PG was on the Pacers like 20 years ago. Feels like Paul George was on the Pacers in a different century. Let's see. Cisco, what's going on, bro? 120-102. Maxi with 30. Go Birds, 128-103. Sixers. PG with 32. Everybody's picking a big Paul George bounce back. What do you have, 7 last night? 119-100 Sixers. PG 30. Harry says 124-109 Philly. PG with 31. Max is 122-105. Kelly with a random 32 bomb. Dude, Kelly had 11 in the first couple minutes last night, and then he just evaporated. And then they didn't play him down the stretch at all. Dom says Sixers win 114-99. VJ with 30. What else? 120-95 Sixers. Yeah, Sixers trying to get the sweep of the season series. Beer Battered says cardiac overtime. Sixers by 3. Please no overtime. Please no overtime. Sixers will round out the season on Sunday against the Milwaukee Bucks. Busy says if we make it cardiac, I need us to get kicked out of the league, period. Do we know any other starters? Yeah, I'm going to read them in a second. Alba says, just want to say thanks for all the live game streams this season. It's been a tough one again. Props for turning up for us all. Here is hoping we can get to the first round. Thank you, my man. Very much appreciated. Thank you for all the kind words. Those little comments like that make my day, man. Beer Batter says 118-115. Does not even drop a team prediction. Actually, you just said it above. Sixers in cardiac fashion. 114-108. Huff 25. 115-105. Philly. VJ 25. VJ with 40. Sixers 113-112. 119-112. Knicks fan salty. The cat is zesty. They really are. They really are. This is crazy, man. Like, I don't know. It's Friday night. You're in here hating like that. Your team's not even playing right now. Clint, what's going on, bro? 118-107. PG 28. Kelly Oubre 40 tonight, says Edward. Let's go, man. Let's go. Dom says this game shouldn't be close. I guess we'll see. I guess we'll see. Ladies and gentlemen, drop the beat, man. Let's get some energy going in here, man. Friday Night Hoops, second of a back-to-back. Sixers and Pacers. How could it get better than this? You absolute psychos. Let's go. Happy Friday. It's RB in the community. We bring the energy every single game. Let's get it. Let's go, man. Let's go. Yeah. Philly for life, $2 super chat. What up, y'all? Really need this dub, RB. Tough game. Tough game is crazy work, man, but you might be right. Oh, man. Oh, man. It's crazy, bro. It's where we're at. This team, bro. This team. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome into the Sixers Game Day live show brought to you by National University, powered by Prize Picks. Game 81. Can you believe we're here? No Joel Embiid probably for the rest of the way. Maxi, VJ, and PG. Got to get it going, man. Sixers a heavy favorite. Pacers in tankathon mode. Once again, I'm going to show you guys the graphic that I was reading earlier. Honestly, I might even keep up a scoreboard of the other games instead of the stats, or we might switch back and forth. We'll see. Here's the graphic that I was reading earlier today, or not earlier today, that I saw earlier today that I was just reading a few minutes ago. A couple housekeeping rules, guys. Please no spamming in the chat. Please no spoiling the game either. Please wait until I call it for you to comment on it in the chat. Make sure you time up your games. Still trying to get this little custom thing worked out for this weekend. So we might have it for Sunday. So here are the postseason scenarios for today. So again, Philadelphia is locked into the play-in tournament with a loss or a Toronto win. So if the Sixers lose this game or if Toronto beats the New York Knicks, the Sixers are officially locked into the play-in. The way that the Sixers can get into the playoffs, they have to win these last two, and they need some help from Atlanta or Toronto to lose. Charlotte or Orlando are locked in tonight with a loss or wins by Toronto and Atlanta. Atlanta clinches a playoff spot and the division title with a win or losses by Orlando and Charlotte. And Toronto clinches a playoff spot with a win or losses by Orlando, Philly, and Charlotte. So pretty much Atlanta and Toronto. Let me see if I can fit this all here on the same thing. Okay, there we go. Atlanta and Toronto, if either of them or both of them win tonight, then those are the last two playoff teams in the top six. If they lose, that opens the door for the 76ers. Now, once again, let me also show you here the NBA standings. So, we have the 76ers here at the 8 seed, and they are tied with the Hornets. Essentially, even if the Sixers can't get up to the top 6 here, let's hope that they stay in the 7-8. Because if they drop to number 9, then they're going to have to play Miami. They're going to host a game at the Xfinity against Miami. And then if they win that, they're going to play the loser of the 7-8, which is either going to be the Magic or the Hornets, and have to win that. So that is where we sit. That is where we are at. And we will see what happens. $2 Super Chat Philly for Life says, watch us make this hard, RB. We always do, brother. Well, if they come out with the same attitude as last night, if they come out with the same energy level and they're not rebounding and they're not playing any defense, then yeah. I don't see any way possible that they're going to make this an easy game. Maybe they won't make it easy in general. What else, man? What else? I'll give you the Pacers starting lineup here. It is pretty ugly, I'm not going to lie. Matter of fact, where did it go? Let me look it up again. Actually, they're about to tell us here anyway. They're about to tell us anyway. Do you guys think we should put up a scoreboard of the other games going on instead of the live stats? What do you guys think? Maybe we should flip back and forth. I think I'm going to do that. I think I'm going to keep this up here. And then we'll switch back and forth. How about that? Is that in the way? No. All right. 150 people in here. We have 69 likes. Come on, man. Get us to a hundo, man. Don't be a slacker. Be an attacker. Let's go. Let's go, man. I think what I'm going to do, guys, let me know if you think this is a good idea. I think I'm going to put out a poll probably on Monday on the community poll, on the community tab. And I think I'm going to see what games you guys want me to stream the most. I'll either do that or I'll decide once I get the play-in schedule, but probably do one or two of the, well, I guess, what is there, 3 games in each side? Probably end up streaming like 3 of them, 2 or 3 of the play-in games. That's probably how we'll do it. If you guys are Philadelphia Eagles fans, I've put out a ton of Eagles content over on my A to Z channels today. Definitely check that out. RB doesn't stop the grind, man. It's been a good day of content, that's for sure. Hopefully the Sixers can make this easy. I would like a nice win and then to beat Doc Rivers in his final NBA game on Sunday. Doc Rivers always has to do Doc Rivers things. They asked him, hey, are you going to retire after Sunday's game? And instead of just giving a blatant answer like, yeah, this is my last game or not, he comes back and he says, well, I have 7 grandkids now, so maybe you can figure that one out. Like, let me not go on a Doc Rivers rant tonight. Let me not do it. I just don't understand, like, what's the point of being that way? What's the point of being that way, bro? Just say yes or no. Shouts to everybody else in the chat. Shout out to the members. Members, I want to see those emojis. Let's keep the chat lighten up, especially for the playoffs, man. Let's do it. Let's do it. I'm ready to roll, man. Got the Wake Up the Neighbors tea. You can get your Sixers therapy tea. If you also need Sixers therapy, check out the website. Doc is ready to retire. He's delusional, says Busy B. Yeah, Doc is done. Doc Rivers is done. Dan says, say what we want about Nick Nurse, but he's not a jerk like Doc. You know, I did want to comment on Nick Nurse, too. I don't feel like doing it right now, really, but one thing I'll say about Nick Nurse, as bad as the Sixers have looked at times this year, you also kind of got to feel for Nick Nurse, man. I mean, this guy has been dealt an awful hand. This was not what Nick Nurse had envisioned when he took the Sixers job and took a pay cut to take the Sixers job, by the way. This is not what he had envisioned. I'm just saying. Like, Nick Nurse had the Sixers humming for the first couple months that he was head coach. And then, you know, Joel Embiid had the knee tear. Came back in the playoffs, but was not 100%. And then, you know, last year, now this year. Starting lineups tonight for the Pacers. Quentin Jackson. Bro, they didn't even keep it up. What the heck was that? They didn't even keep the starting lineup up. Okay, I guess I got to go read it myself here. Wait, not that. Do I even care to read the offensive and defensive ratings? Probably not. But yeah, the Pacers are without everybody pretty much. Starting lineup for the Pacers, Quentin Jackson, Kobe Brown, Ethan Thompson, Micah Potter, and Jarris Walker. For the Sixers, it's Tyrese Maxey, VJ Edgecombe, Paul George, Kelly Oubre, and Adem Bona. Barlow, once again, coming off the bench. We are off in Indiana. Pacers rocking the yellow jerseys at the Gainbridge Fieldhouse, and the Sixers are rocking the black jerseys tonight. Probably the last time we're going to see those as well. And we have a foul on the first possession. It's going to be on Paul George. Let me just go ahead and get my stats up here just in case. We'll flip back and forth. So, yeah, not a good foul by Paul George. I really hope Paul George doesn't fall off a cliff here. Because, look, here's the way that I'm looking at it. I'll tell you guys here in a second. Here's the drive and the kick. Pacers turn it over, out of bounds, going to the Sixers. The way that I look at it, guys, is if Paul George continues to play well, hopefully the Sixers can try to at least get a little bit of trade value for him. Here's VJ Edgecombe, a sidestep three, misses it. Pacers pick it up. Here come the Indiana Pacers. Here's the drive and the kick. Here's Ethan Thompson. Thompson going to drive against Edgecombe. He goes up through the dribble. Can't get it to go. Bona with the rebound. Here's Tyrese Maxey going to drive downhill, goes up, puts it in, and he is fouled. Maxey with the scoop, the score, and the foul. And one. So it's Maxey at the stripe for another. Maxey going to knock down the free throw. It is 3-0. That's how we begin. Philly for Life $2 super chat says Doc is such an ass. Some people are just miserable. I think he's just pompous. I think he's just kind of full of himself a little bit, which is crazy, but here's the pull-up three, and that one is good. It is number 29, Quentin Jackson, who's going to knock it down. Here's Paul George, going to drive and spin. He steps back from the baseline, can't get it to go. Pacers pick it up. Here is Micah Potter. Now Quentin Jackson going to run it up the floor. Jackson dumps to Potter. Potter in transition, a three. He drills it. Micah Potter gives the Pacers the lead. It is 6-3. Tyrese Maxey at the top now, going to cross and drive, kick the PG. PG working against number 5. That was Jarris Walker. PG couldn't get it. Bona the putback, no good. Here are the Indiana Pacers. The drive, the swing. Here's Jarris Walker thinking. VJ gives him some space, and Walker's going to drill it. And the Pacers go back-to-back on the threes. Bro, what's up with this? Get out of here, bro. Maxey pulls a three, misses it on the other end. Here come the Indiana Pacers again. Here's a drive, scoop inside, and it's 11-3. Oubre going to float it up. He turns and hooks it in. Sixers answer back. Is that an and one? I think that, yeah, Jarris Walker and one. Let's go. Told you, man, Sixers have to play defense. Sixers have to play defense in order to win this game, guys. It's not a gimme. It's not a gimme. Free throw is no good. Oubre the rebound. Sixers down by 8. Paul George going to find Adem Bona. Bona going to find VJ. VJ going to dribble in the paint. He turns, kicks it back to PG. PG, a little bit of space, and knocks down the three. Sixers bring it to within 5. Here are the Indiana Pacers. Quentin Jackson going to find Micah Potter. Potter going to one bounce it inside. Here is Kobe Brown. Now Potter. Now over to Walker. Walker kicks it up to Quentin Jackson. Jackson steps into a three. Can't get it to go. Here are the 76ers. Oubre downhill. Puts his shoulder into him. Floats it up. Can't get it to fall. Potter with the board. Here come the Indiana Pacers. It's Quentin Jackson against Kelly Oubre. It was knocked away out of bounds. The refs are not signaling anything. I don't know what they called it. Shout out to everybody in the chat. 218 in the building. 78 on the like button. Yo, you guys are slacking, bro. Guess we got to put the poll up, man. Here's a pump fake. Now a sidestep. It's Jarris Walker from the mid-range. Left it short. Sixers pick it up. Here comes Paul George. PG coming down the floor. Finds VJ. VJ had some space. Now he drives into Potter. Floats it up. And he is fouled. VJ to the line for 2. $5 Super Chat. Philly for Life says, remember when Doc compared himself to Popovich? Not even close. When I knew he was full of himself, wrote a team full of Hall of Famers to a chip bad coach. Philly, did you see the short that I put out the other day, man? Did you see the short I put out the other day? Oh my gosh, man. You'll have a big laugh at it. Long story short, apparently there was a feisty team meeting for the Bucks in March when they were getting blown out every game. And Doc Rivers sat his team down at a film session, and he looked him in the face and he said, "You guys need to go check my resume." My man said, "You need to check my resume," as we're 30 games under 500. Bro, it's insane. Doc Rivers will never take any accountability for literally anything. It is wild. I've never seen a coach like that. Oubre steals it away from, I don't even know who they just brought in. Oubre has it, though, down the floor. Who the heck did they just bring in? It looks like a 2K YouTuber. Here's VJ going to turn, spin, step through. Nice move by VJ. It looked like he was fouled. No whistle. Jay Huff comes in for the Pacers. Dude, Jay Huff is so good they had to start bringing him off the bench. Jackson down the other end misses the layup. Bona has the board. Who the heck is this guy? Maxey to Oubre. Oubre for 3. It's short. Who the heck is Talon Peter? Talon Peter? Come on, bro. This is a... Jackson for 3. It's good. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry, Peter. I don't mean to disrespect you, bro. He was a second-round pick this year. Talon Peter? Come on, bro. That's a 2K player. That's a 2K player, man. Paul George baseline Jay gets it to go. It's a 4-point game. You guys know who Talon Peter is? Oubre's arguing to the referee. Yeah, Doc Rivers will never take any accountability at all. He won't even take a sliver of accountability. Crazy, bro. Crazy. Ladies and gentlemen, 2 games to go in the regular season. That means we have a couple remaining trivia questions, and let me tell you, we still have a tight trivia race. Only the OGs know what this means, though. Let's go, man. It is bonus night again. Ladies and gentlemen, 2 questions tonight for the Sixer Scholars Trivia. Let's go. 2 questions tonight. It's anybody's game, man. We have some tricks up our sleeve. First question at the end of the first quarter, as always, but we'll probably still do some bonus questions into the postseason, but in terms of the prize is only the regular season. So we have 2 games left. Couple questions tonight. If you want a final chance to get in the mix, this is your chance. $5 Super Chat. Philly for Life says, check his resume. Walker, Pierce, Miller, and Rondo. That's your resume, bro. He thought Crybaby Ben was a gem waiting to be unlocked. Dude is delusional. He said, check my resume. And then Kyle Kuzma went back at Doc Rivers, apparently. And then he got benched the next game for going at Doc. That's crazy, bro. Doc Rivers will literally say that the Sixers failing in the postseason was not his fault whatsoever. He will only talk about injuries and everything else. Nothing to do with his coaching. It's wild. And then he tells the Bucks to check his resume. Don't you remember that in the first year of Doc taking over the Bucks, they had a winning record? They were like 20 games above 500. And the team fired Adrian Griffin into his first year of coaching halfway through. Doc Rivers came out of the announcing booth to coach and completely tanked the team. So yeah, Doc, let's check your resume. Most Game 7 chokes, most series chokes. Let's check the resume, Doc. It's wild. Big Rud says the math ain't mathin'. Where the likes at? That's what I'm saying, man. The math is not mathin', bro. Math is not mathin'. 212 people in here, 93 likes. They're talking about the Indiana Pacers here as having maybe the least amount of wins from a championship appearing year to the next. And yeah, it's been a disastrous year for the Pacers. Someone just turned the ball over. Who was that? Who was that? Cam Jones? Or no, that was, who the heck is this guy? Guys, I'm going to be doing this all night, man. Jalen Slauson. Second round pick in 2023 out of Furman University. Jalen Slauson. Talon Peter. Peter all the way. Blocked by VJ Edgecombe. Yeah, VJ. Somehow the 76ers are still losing the game, bro. Like, come on, bro. Down by 4, bro. Talon Peter, bro. Jalen Slauson. Cam Jones. Sixers steal it away. VJ driving the floor. Throws it down with force. Let's go, VJ. Let's go, man. Paul George takes the, I thought he took a charge. It's going to be a blocking foul. I guess there's a math problem. You have to figure out how to hit the like button. Exactly, Dom. Exactly. First one is good at the line for Jalen Slauson. Slauson going to knock down a pair. Andre Drummond has entered the ball game. Let's see if we get good Andre Drummond or bad Andre Drummond. We still need 4 more likes, by the way. We have 96 right now. You guys are slacking. Paul George for 3. Cha-ching. PG. PG. Here's Jay Huff. Huff and Puff. Random cooker against the Sixers with the Memphis Grizzlies. Here's Cam Jones for 3. That one short. Drummond goes up and grabs the rebound. Here comes VJ Edgecombe down the floor. Finds Drum God. Drum. Looking. Scanning. Dribble handoff. Maxey against Talon Peter. Maxey going the other way. Peter gets hit by a screen. Maxey for 3. Cha-ching! Drummond sent Talon Peter to the ground with a screen. Woo! Maxey steals it away up the floor. PG all the way. He tried the one-handed dunk. He was blocked from behind. PG tried the moment. Slauson's talking smack to Paul George. Jalen Slauson is talking smack. Wow. Never in my right mind did I think we'd have smack talking in this game. But you know what? If I had the chance to block an NBA All-Star, I would do the same thing. Paul George kicks to Oubre. PG's calling for the ball. Oubre puts it up, left it short, taps it away, and can't grab it. Oh, man. Here's Cam Jones. Kicks it out to Jay Huff and Puff. The dribble, the drive, downhill. Kobe Brown goes right up and in with the finesse. Boy, oh boy. It's going to be a cardiac game, isn't it? DJ drives. He knocks over Talon Peter, lays it up and in, then steps over him. Talon Peter. Tell me you're tanking, man. You got Jalen Slauson and Talon Peter on the floor. $2 Super Chat. Philly for Life says PG. Well on this court. Came up hitting threes here, RB. I can't see what the emoji is, but yeah. It's crazy to think that PG was on the Pacers. It feels like so long ago. Dude, PG was different on the Pacers, man. He really was. PG was different. PG's starting to look, you know, it's getting a little bit normal again. Let's go, PG. You got to step up, man. He's got 8 points tonight. He's doing all right, though. But yeah, shout out Paul George, man. Funniest thing is Jalen Slauson talking smack. Yo, the security guard had to go get the ball back. Fan was trying to keep it. Okay. Oh, wow, we finally hit 100 likes as we're getting near the end of the first quarter. Hit the thumbs up button, man. The fact that 25% of the people in the poll said no shows we got some frauds in here. Pacers miss a 3. Drumming up the floor to Maxey. Maxey, guarded at the wing, comes around a screen. Maxey for 3. It's off the mark. Obi Toppin is in for the first time. Pacers really bringing their good players off the bench because they're trying to lose. Like I said, the Pacers only keep their first-round pick if it's 1-4 or 10-30. This man Slauson just tried a hook shot. What? Who is Jalen Slauson? And why is he out here trying to be Kareem? What in the world? VJ coming around the other way. VJ to Drummond. Drummond to Maxey. Corner 3. It's off. Pacers are 7 of 16 from the field here in the first quarter. Jay Huff to Slauson. Slauson guarded by Quentin Grimes. Jay Huff turns the corner. He lost the ball, and it's going to be Sixers. Dominic Barlow in for the first time. We have a timeout by Nick Nurse. It is a cardiac game. Drop the yes, sir! Woo! Yes, sir!
He's on fire!
Wake him up! Talon Peter. Jalen Slauson. Guys, we are absolutely sick in the head as Sixers fans. We really are, man. The fact that we got hundreds of people here to watch this game, I love y'all, man. I really do. We are absolutely psychos. We are, bro. I wish I could get all these games here on the board, but Raptors down 20-14. This gives us the best view right here. Thank you all for being here, man. Sixers Game Day Live. We do this every single game. Pre-game, live game, post-game coverage. 4 hours of condensed showtime, all into one stream. There's nothing out there like this. This is the best community in the world. And we give you the live stats. We give you the updates. We give you the game call. We read out your comments sometimes when you guys are actually hitting the damn like button. We give you all the energy and passion, man. Sixer Nation, I have a real question for you. First off, drop a blue and red in the chat if you are a Sixers faithful. Members, drop some fire emojis. I want to shout out to the members, man. The ones that really support us. Sixer Nation, do we really even want to be in the play-in tournament at this point? Do we want to be in the playoffs? Do we want to be in the playoffs, man? This team can't even get a lead on the Pacers. Didn't I say this in the pregame, though? I literally said this in the pregame. I said this is going to be a close game till halftime. So why am I surprised? Why am I surprised? Legendary says, I don't think Big Rudd is a Sixers fan. He's not. He's a Bulls fan, but he's one of the OGs. I have a lot of respect for Big Rudd. He has been here for years, man. We don't just welcome Philly fans here. We welcome everybody. We welcome people like Big Rudd, man. He's an OG. He taps in and he supports the show. $2 Super Chat. Philly for Life says, we just love our team and the community, RB. Let's go. I feel you, man. Philly's another OG, man. Thank you for the love, bro. Get us to 200 likes. Get us to 53K. We're a couple hundred away. Let's go. Share it in your group chat. Send it to your next door neighbor's house. Make a QR code. Put it on their door. I don't know. Do what you got to do. Let's go. Busy says, put us out of our misery. Cisco in the chat. What's up, Cisco? Go Birds Sixers. What's up, bro? Shouts to the members. Pokey, what's up? Pacers miss a long three, and here come the 76ers. Maxey on the floor with VJ, Drummond, Barlow, and Grimes. Maxey with the left hand to the right. Drives 5 foot away, misses the floater, puts it up, misses it again. Looks like we got a late foul on... Wait, was that a goaltend? It might have been a goaltending. They called that a goaltending. Okay. Wait, why did they just show... I know I'm not tripping right now, right? They just showed... Was that Lloyd Pierce that they just showed? Where's Rick Carlisle at? Here's Quentin Grimes coming around his screen. He's going to drive downhill, goes up, had it swatted away by Jay Huff, but Drummond there to put it back in. Is Rick Carlisle not coaching tonight? There's a 3-ball in the corner. That one is off the mark. Sixers pick it up. BJ Edgecombe puts up the mid-range. He misses it. Here come the Pacers down the other end. Toppin couldn't get it. Maxey with a beautiful save as he went crashing to the bench. Grimes going to turn and spin. Grimes at the logo. Grimes to Drummond. Drummond to Grimes. What a feed and a finish by Grimes. 28-20. Sixers on a run. Pizzy says they benched their coach. Here's Jay Huff. Huff steps into a 3. It's in and out. Grimes dribbling, had it poked away, and Grimes picks up the foul on Ethan Thompson. Rick Carlisle. Rick Carlisle to miss 2 games for daughter's sorority parents' formal dance. Rick Carlisle took a vacation. He said, screw this damn team. I'm going to my daughter's formal. Yo. Rick Carlisle, you earned my respect for that one, man. Carlisle does not like to lose. He said, screw this damn season. I'm out of here. He said, I want PTO the last 2 games of the season. Topping for 3. That's off the rim. I was like, is that Lloyd Pierce coaching? Like, why would they show him like that? I did not know that Rick Carlisle took PTO. Maxey a step back 3. It bounces around and falls out. I think I need PTO. I think Nick Nurse needs PTO. Huff. Here's a 3-ball from Walker. It's short. I don't think the Pacers have scored in like 5 minutes. Here's Tyrese Maxey at the top. Guarded by Quentin Jackson. Comes around a screen, drives downhill, flies to the rim, lays it up and left it short. Toppin, full court 3. And it missed by about 30 feet. Took about 30 feet to miss, but it did. Ladies and gentlemen, shout out to Rick Carlisle, who's on PTO. Sixers lead at 28-21 in an obvious tank so far for the Pacers. Took a little bit, or actually it took, it was a little bit faster than I expected, but it is 28-21. We have hit the end of the first, which means it is time for our favorite segment, Sixer Scholars Trivia. As always, you know the deal. I will put the question in the chat first, I will say the question first, then I will put it in the chat. Only one guess is permitted. We are down to a few questions left on the season. This is the first of 2 tonight. It is a bonus question. Okay? This one's going to be worth 1 point. Still a big question, everything considered. All right, get the keyboards ready, man. First question of 2 tonight in our Sixer Scholars Trivia presented by our great partners at National University. Here we go. The question is, how many players have recorded over 5,000 total rebounds in Sixers franchise history? How many players have recorded over 5,000 total rebounds in Sixers franchise history? 30 seconds on the clock. And then I will type done in the chat, and no other guesses will be permitted. And if you guess more than once, you are disqualified. How many players have recorded over 5,000 total rebounds in Sixers franchise history? Like I said, we got more questions coming up tonight, so don't you worry. Still a big question here, man. How many players in Sixers franchise history have recorded over 5,000 total rebounds? That is the question. All right. Type done in the chat. We will check who has it right at the first stoppage here in the second. Drummond to the paint, slams it down, and hangs on the rim against Micah Potter. Okay, Drummy. Okay, Drum God, show us what you got then. Show us what you got then, Drum. Pacers almost throw it away, and they do. All right. Let's go to the chat here. Once again, how many players have recorded over 5,000 total rebounds in Sixers franchise history? The correct answer is 5. Big Rud. First to get it in the chat. Barlow misses the layup. Drummond puts it up. He's fouled. Big Rud, congratulations. I believe that is your first trivia of the season. Marsha McCollum, a close second. Beer Battered Gummy, a third guess. All had it right, but Big Rud just squeezed it out in time. Marsha just a split second late. Let's see. By the way, the 5 to do it. Wilt Chamberlain, Dolph Shays, Red Kerr, Charles Barkley, and Billy Cunningham. All 5 of them. Drummond going to knock down at the line. Did he go 2 of 2? He did. Shout out to the Drum God. He's got 6 points and 6 rebounds. There's the floater from Jones. He misses it. Drummond sent to the ground. Drummond's getting thrown around right now, man. What in the world? Make sure I mark down my guy, Big Rud. Congratulations. Got his first one. Drummond going to drive, kicks it out. Grimes. Here is Edwards in for the first time. Barlow tries to slam it down. He missed it point blank. Potter the rebound. Here comes Ethan Thompson up the floor. He throws it away. VJ steals it. Edwards oops it. VJ slams it. Nice sequence there by the 76ers. And there goes an easy layup from Jarris Walker. Not even close. All right, we will have another bonus question later on. 2 minutes into this second quarter, Drummond is now handling the rock up top. Grimes, VJ, Barlow, and Edwards. Grimes working against Thompson. Grimes to Edwards, spots up from the wing. Couldn't get it to fall. Pacers have it. They're down by 11. Here's Jalen Slauson. He's going to entry it into Walker. Now Slauson, the pump fake, the drive. Jalen Slauson, the drive and kick. Wide open shooter in the corner, and Potter knocks it down. Dude, it is crazy how the Sixers continue to play this type of defense. Here's VJ Edgecombe up to Grimes. 9:25 to go here in the second. Grimes going to find Drummond. Drummond wants to answer with a three, and he airballed it. Airball from Drummond. Slauson has it on the break. He finds Walker. Walker to the corner. Another wide open three from Potter. This time it does not go. And Grimes going to lay it up and in. Hold on, let me make sure I mark this down. Grimes going to knock down a pair at the line. 36-26. Potter going to cross over. Here is Jalen Slauson. Slauson is fouled by VJ Edgecombe. Shout out to everybody in the chat, man. 240 in the house. Here's the dribble and the drive. Potter going to float it up and gets it to go. VJ Edgecombe guarded by Talon Peter. 8:20 to go here in the second. VJ, Bona, back to VJ. No headband for Bona right now. VJ to the corner. Barlow for three. That one is short. Potter the rebound. Come on, man. Here's a three ball from Indiana. That one is airballed. Pacers are doing their best, man. They are doing their best right now to tank this one out, to be honest with you. We'll get the other scores back up here in just a second. Pacers off the steal, the drive, the oop, and Peter throws it down. Sixers have it. They're up by 6 now. The lead is dwindling. Edwards turns, spins, hooks it up and in. Here's Talon Peter going to find Micah Potter for 3. That one is short. VJ picks it up. Here come the 76ers. VJ up the floor. He drives, going all the way. Bona down below. He is fouled. Chad is saying that the correct answer is 8, not 5. I'm going to check that real quick. I'm going to check it. Maybe I had the wrong answer. Maybe I filtered it the wrong way. I'm going to check it in a minute, though. Maybe I had it filtered for defensive rebounds. Philly for Life, $2 super chat. Can Drummond please retire, RB? He is a shell of himself. I mean, I said that yesterday, man. Drummond needs to retire, bro. Drummond needs to retire. to be honest. He needs to freaking to retire, bro. Let's see. Let me check it here again. People are saying the correct answer is 8. Let's see. Okay, so I see what the issue is here. Oh, let me just make sure. I see what happened here. Hold on. So I think what happened is, I think it was so on the database that I use for these questions, I think, so what happened was it separated the former name, the Syracuse Nationals versus the 76ers. So that is where the disparity is. That's where the disparity is. So technically, I guess both could be right. But yeah. So just because of that, I am going to award both of you the answer. Big Rud has it technically. The answer is 5 with the 76ers. But if you include, which I didn't have the box checked for the Nationals, it is 8. So that is where the disparity is. BLSG had the answer first. Save you some scrolling. All right. So we'll give it to BLSG as well, but we'll keep it with Big Rud too. Just because I guess, yeah, you know, both could technically be looked at as right. But thank you guys for pointing that out. So yeah, we will give a bonus point to BLSG as well. That's my fault, man. I should have made it more clear. But nonetheless, man, Sixers need to wake up, bro. They need to wake up right now. And Philly, I agree, man. Drummond's out here just having fun. He's got 6 and 7, but his defense is all over the place. I don't know. How's this team going to go into the playoffs with Drummond and Bona? I mean, it's just crazy, bro. Bona going to miss the free throw. Sixers lead it by 9. Here's Jay Huff from a deep 3. Hits it again. It is crazy how the Pacers are literally playing their better players off the bench just so they can try to lose. Here's a 3 from Paul George. That one is short. 6-point game. Sixers lead it. 6.5 to go here in the first half. Here's the crossover, the drive from Cam Jones. Jones going to turn and spin. Here's Talon Peter wide open for 3. Just missed it. Jay Huff back to Talon Peter. Talon Peter. Oh, man. Peter, the mid-range. It rolls around, and this time it falls. The second attempt for Talon Peter. EJ flies down the other way. Glad the referees are not holding this one up, though. This game has just pretty much been a lot of pace back and forth. This time Grimes fouls Peter on the 3 ball. You guys haven't yet hit that thumbs up button. We are halfway to 200 likes. Let's go. We need to get to 200. Come on, chat. We got another trivia question coming up a little bit later on. Got some more fun things in store that we will talk about. Let's go ahead and pull the Peter going to knock down the first. Let's pull the scores back up. Let's see what's going on over here around the NBA. So we have, let's see. Pistons are leading the Hornets by 3 at halftime. We have Miami leading the Wizards by 20. Hawks are leading the Cavaliers by 13. And we have the Raptors down by 12 to the Knicks. So right now it looks like Hawks are in a good spot. Matter of fact, the Cavaliers might try to lose this so that they can stay in the spot that they're in right now. I don't think the Cavaliers want to play the Boston Celtics eventually. 5:40 to go here in the second. VJ going to cross over, step back against Jay Huff. Maxey driving, turns the corner downhill, goes up, got it in one. Yes, sir. I forgot to read your guys' comments earlier, but do we even want to be in the play-in or the playoff tournament? Do we? Do we even want to be in the playoffs, man? We have no center, really. Maxey going to knock down the free throw. It's a 3-point play. Sixers in the bonus now at 5:30 to go in the second quarter. Maxey up to 11. It's a 6-point game. Jay Huff picks and pops for 3. Just missed it. We got a JJ raid in the chat. Let's go. Hold on. We'll play the air horn for you in a second. VJ floats it up just a little bit short. Bona rips the rebound, but he gets called for over the back. Just a terrible decision by Bona. Shout out to my guy, JJ.
He's on fire.
Woo! Shout out to play-by-play with JJ, man. Always holding it down. He's on fire. He literally is on fire right now. Go check out his channel, give him a sub, and show him some love, man. Mods, drop his link in the chat, man. Show my guy some love. Appreciate him showing us some love. Paul George throws it away. The Sixers are struggling against the Pacers. Layup is missed. Toppin gets it back. Talon Peter sidestep for 3. Just missed it short. VJ's got to go up and rip the ball away from Quentin Jackson. Here's Tyrese Maxey. Paul George. Paul George up to Tyrese Maxey. Maxey gonna dribble, drive downhill, lays it up, and he was blocked by Jay Huff. Shout out to JJ, man. Real MVP. Thank you guys for being here, man. If you're just tuning in, welcome. Appreciate you. I can't believe we're struggling against Talon Peter, Jalen Slauson, and the Indiana tanking Pacers. I mean, this is crazy, bro. I'm not going to lie to you guys. Never lie. Let's play a little fun game we like to play here in the second quarter. It is called Where Are You Tuning In From? AKA Drop the Spot. Ladies and gentlemen, drop it like it's hot. Where are you tuning in from? Give me your states, cities, countries, towns. Where is everybody tapping in from tonight watching this show? Reminder to make sure to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. Help us get to 53K. Lots of playoff streams incoming. We're going to have a lot of fun watching the NBA playoffs, breaking it all down. Should be fun, man. Shouts out to everybody in the building. What else we got up in here, man? Got the ATL in the chat. South Jersey in the building. North Philly, Center City. We got Richmond, Cornwall, Langhorne, Maryland, South Jersey, Philippines, Spring City, Trenton, Bahamas. Who else up in here? Berwyn, Phoenix, from my grill in the kitchen, says Beer Battered Gummy Shark. Phoenix in the house tonight. We got Boise in the chat. Atlantic City in the chat tonight. Palisades Park. John Monroe, what's up, bro? Another great channel member in the house. Seattle in the chat tonight. We are worldwide, baby. We are worldwide. We do this every single game, man. Pregame, live game, postgame, right here on Philly Take with RB. The Raptors have 28 points right now. Are you kidding me? I mean, it's actually a good thing, but I'm just saying, like, you're telling me this team is going to get the 6th seed over the Sixers? They have 28 points? What in the world? All right, we'll get back to that in a little bit. Let's go, man. Let's go, man. We got Sydney, Australia in the chat. What's up, sports? Northeast Philly. Alabama in the house tonight. Memphis in the chat. Bahamas in the chat. We got some VJ fans up in here. Sixers miss the runner. Drummond gets the rebound, puts it up, and finishes for the Sixers. They are back up by 8. Obi Toppin back in for the Indiana Pacers. Thank you guys for dropping the spot like it's hot. Justin Edwards in for Philly. Maxey, Edwards, George, Oubre, and Drummond. Toppin misses the up and under. For the Pacers, it is Jarris Walker, Micah Potter, Quentin Jackson, Obi Toppin, and Talon Peter. Maxey going to turn, spin, fade, gets it off a foot. Maxey up to 13 on the evening. Pacers are doing their best job to tank this game. Toppin down low, stolen away by the Sixers. PG has it, running up the floor. PG against Toppin. He's going to find Maxey. Maxey going to do the little step back 3, and he airballed it. Yo, what's up with Tyrese, man? Maxey, what's going on, bro? I think Maxey is tired, man. I think Tyrese Maxey is exhausted from all of those minutes he played in the beginning of the season. That's the only conclusion here. Maxey was playing like a damn MVP, and now he's shooting air balls. Like, what are we doing? Toppin going to throw it off Micah Potter's shoulder into the hands of Talon Peter, and he hits a 3. Are you kidding me? I've never seen a man get an assist with his shoulder. What? Paul George going to find Tyrese Maxey. Maxey against Quentin Jackson. Going to drive, spin downhill, lays it up and in. And Quentin Jackson fouled on the other side, gets the and 1. Are you kidding me? So the Sixers just can't make this easy, man. They just can't make it easy at all. I mean, this is crazy, bro. This game gets even funnier, like I said, when you realize that Rick Carlisle took some PTO for this game. So the free throws are good. It's 50-44 now. It's a 6-point game. Paul George going to kick it over to Justin Edwards. Now Tyrese Maxey. Maxey around a screen. He's going to drive downhill. What a find by Maxey to Oubre on the back door. Now what? Did they not give him the bucket? Bro, this fly is getting on my nerves, man. Get away. Why did the Sixers not get... Why did they not get the points, bro? I don't... Or did they get the points? Now they took a point away from the Pacers? I don't understand, bro. RB, get a swatter. I have to cook this boy with my bare hands, man. Get out of my face, bro. Turnaround fadeaway. Walker can't get it to go. They just took a point away from Indiana. I don't understand why, but okay. Sixers up by 9. Paul George going to find Kelly Oubre. Oubre in the post. Oubre now working against Jackson. Takes to the rim and lays it in and gives him a little stare at the tail end. Micah Potter at the top of the arc for 3 and drills it. Are you guys going to play some defense, bro? Old George tries to bait a 3 foul. Can't get it. Sixers are 3 of 15 from long range. Top into Walker. Walker steps into a 3 and hits. It is a 5-point game. Come on, bro. Pacers really need to try to get that top 4 pick. If they do, they're going to look pretty good next season. But if it lands 5 to 10, it goes to the Clippers. Drummond just tried an alley-oop. Ball was intercepted, but somehow lands back in the hands of the Sixers. Oubre to the rim, floats it up and in again. Nice bucket by Kelly. Let's go, guys. Like the show, man. Get us to 200. Everybody's slacking right now. Let's go. Hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel. Tail and Peter going to go baseline. Gives it the top and tops and slams it down. And the Sixers nowhere to be found. Don't the Pacers have the worst offensive rating in the league? Oh, no. Now they're up to 27. Oubre to the rim again. Lays it around. It rolls. It's stuck. It has a wedgie. What? I don't even know how that just happened. I mean, dude, this is like a crazy game. This is like not even real right now. Oubre tried to roll the ball around the rim and then it got stuck. What? Dude, if the Sixers lose this game, honestly, guys, I mean, they're already going to be locked into the play-in, but like, if they lose this game, I don't think they will. But if they do, then just chalk the season, bro. That would really piss off Adam Silver. Could you imagine if the Sixers sat everybody in the play-in game? They would get banned. Potter for 3. Short. Oubre the rebound. It's a 5-point ball game. You're not getting the cardiac RB tonight, I'll tell you that. I'm not getting too super hyped at the end of this game for a freaking game winner against the Pacers. Old George gets double teamed. Here's Kelly Oubre. Oubre from 6 feet away, left it short. Drummond tried to tap it in. He could not. Oubre gets it back. 5 seconds. PG with the double clutch slam. Paul George. Pacers down the other end, topping all the way. Lost it. Maxey full court heave. Got it! Got it! Did it count? Did it count? He threw it from 80 feet away.
He's on fire.
Maxey from your grandmom's house. Maxey does not think it's going to count. It will not count. Boo! That sucks, man. Boo! Tyrese Maxey just hit the longest shot I've seen from any Sixers player in a long time. You guys remember that one game a couple years ago? I think it was Joel Embiid against the Suns, if I'm not mistaken. We were streaming it, and Joel hit a full court shot at the end of the game, and it didn't count. You remember that? Remember that? I think it was the Suns, right? And Joel launched it full court and hit a shot, and it didn't count. Maybe it was Boston. It was either Boston or Phoenix. I can't remember which one it was. I just remember it was one of them feisty games, and Joel launched it down the floor. That might have been like 22, maybe. I don't know. It was against the Celtics. Okay, yeah, it was Boston. Boston. What year was that? I just remember we were streaming that game, and that was insane. And anyway, the shot that Maxey just hit was the longest shot I've seen since that Joel shot. That also did not count. Busy says, I've seen it live and direct. That's crazy. I would have been pissed. I would have been pissed. I think there was like a missed free throw too, right? At the end of the game. Ah, man, that sucks. They should have given it to Maxey. Yeah, it was 22. Well, what do I say at the halftime show, man? Let's open it up to the chat. Welcome in, halftime live segment, Sixers Game Day Live. Sixers up by 7. I'm running out of words to describe this team. I did predict it would be a big VJ night. He does not have the most points right now, but he has impacted the game more than anybody. 19 minutes, 10 points, 4 boards, 3 assists, 3 steals, and a block. Just crazy stat line for VJ. But anyway, we'll talk about this game for a few moments. We'll take a look at the other games going on, which are probably getting into the third quarter now. And we'll give you the scenarios to look out for as well. Sixers up by 7. Give me a word to describe this game, to describe how you feel about this team, whatever you want. Give me a word in the chat. We got another trivia question coming up later on. We're going to do that at the end of the third quarter, so make sure you stay tapped in. I'll give you my word, and again, we will talk about the playoff play-in scenarios, all that and more on the other side. But got to let you guys know again about National University. Ladies and gentlemen, if you have not checked out NU, what are you waiting for? NU is an accredited nonprofit university giving you the support to balance your life. They have the most flexible online comprehensive degree program options in the U.S. for working and non-traditional students. 4, 8, and 12-week online courses that make pursuing your education more achievable. So if you feel like you don't have the energy to go back in person to get some schooling, now you can do it from the comfort of your own home in the best way possible. They have 150-degree programs, credentials, and certificates, including education, business, marketing, healthcare, psychology, social sciences, engineering, tech, and more. They are a veteran-founded university that awarded $55 million in scholarship tuition reductions last year. They customize education plans, including adaptive instruction, holistic student support, and competency-based credentialing. They even offer mental health counseling as well. To provide you with all the support you need on your academic journey, they empower learners to balance work, life, family, and school. So check out National University. If you are interested in checking out all their curriculum offerings, click the link down in the live chat or the description and get more info today. Shout out to National University, a proud partner of Philly Take with RB. All right, y'all. What do you have for me, man? Give me a word. Give me a word. How can I even think of a word to describe this team, man? How can I even think of a word? My word, as cliche as it may sound, as ridiculous as it may sound, is Sixers. My word is Sixers. Why? Because this is the most Sixer thing possible. This is the most Sixer thing possible. 2 games, now 1 game left in the season. And we're fighting for our play-in lives against the tanking Pacers. And we're struggling to do that. This is the Sixers experience at its finest. $2 Super Chat, Philly for life. Thank you so much, man. It says, told y'all it would be close. Got to pull away second half. I did say the same thing too, Philly, which is why I shouldn't be surprised. I literally said that this was going to be close in the first half, and then the Sixers would pull off when the Pacers really loaded up to go full tank. So it's going exactly how I expected it to. Let's see. One word, predictable. Good word. Cardiac, weird, adequate, average, expected, inadequate. Boring. What else we got? lackluster. Good words. Good words in the chat. I agree with all of them. Let's take a look at a few team stats here. I mean, really, what else can we say? What else can we really say right now, guys? Sixers shooting 19% from three. 19%. 3 of 16. People have told me all season that the Sixers don't need any more guard help. 19% from three. Pacers are at 35. Rebounds are close. Assists are close. Sixers have 8 steals, 2 blocks, 3 turnovers for Philly. They've taken care of the ball. 38-14 in the paint. The fact that the Pacers only have 14 points in the paint, but are only down by 7 is pretty wild. 10-2 on the second chance in favor of Philly. 8-4 on the fast break in favor of Indiana. Sixers are trying to beat Talon Peter and Jalen Slauson. That's where we're at, guys. VJ with 10-4-3, 3 steals and a block. Maxey 15-2-2. Oubre with 8. Paul George with 10. You look at those numbers and you're like, okay, the Sixers should be winning this game handily. But then you remember that they don't play defense. I think the Pacers played yesterday, right, as well against the Nets. Pacers literally gave it all they had yesterday. Sixers played yesterday. So it's a second of a back-to-back for the Pacers as well, who have lost they've lost 21 out of their last 25 games. What else do you want me to say, man? Jarris Walker with 11. Micah Potter with 11 and 7. Quentin Jackson with 9 and 4. Talon Peter with 9 points off the bench. How many points does Talon Peter average? Let's check that. How many games has he played? He's played 36 games. He's averaged 4 points a game. He's already at 9. I did not expect Talon Peter to be the guy. But you know what the Pacers are going to do, right? They're going to bench Obi Toppin and Jay Huff. They're not going to let them play. And they're just going to get deep into the bench. Actually, they don't even have anybody else. So this is who the Pacers have. They have an undrafted guy named Micah Potter. They have Talon Peter and Ethan Thompson. I mean, yeah, this is like, again, guys, I mean, I don't want to beat a dead horse here, but like, this is where we're at, bro. This is where we're at. Like, yeah, we're all looking forward to the play-in and like how it shapes out, but let's be honest, man. Let's be for real for a second, bro. Sixers are not making it out of the first round, let alone maybe the play-in. The Joel Embiid news is the ultimate dagger. That's where we're at, guys. I'm looking forward to finishing out these streams strong and doing the playoffs and all that, but I can't sit here and lie to you, man. It's terrible news. It's brutal. It's brutal. All we can do is continue to try to have fun, keep an eye on everything. Ladies and gentlemen, hit the like button. We're 20 away from 200. Get us there. And we'll continue to take a look at the scores around the league. Looks like the Hornets and Pistons are in a cardiac game. Hawks are pulling away from the Cavs, which is not good for Philly. And the Raptors are down by 15 against the New York Knicks. So that is where we are at, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, thank you so much for being here and supporting this channel. I want to remind you all, while we have a quick second here at halftime, to follow us on all social medias, whichever ones you use. We are probably on there. We have a link tree that comes through in the chat. You can click that. It'll take you to all of the channels separately. So thank you. Thank you for being here, man. Philly for Life, $2 Super Chat says, we're going nowhere without Embiid as usual, RB. I'm going to ask you guys a question, then I'm going to go take a few-minute break and come back, get ready for the second half. Here's my question to Sixer Nation. Are you over the Joel Embiid experience? Meaning, do you want to see another season with Joel Embiid on the Sixers roster? I'm not asking you if you think it's going to happen, because there's a pretty good chance it is based on his contract, but just in terms of how you're feeling right now. Are you let's roll with it till the wheels fall off, if they haven't already? Or are you done with with this same thing every year experience? Where do you fall? Where do you lie? Give me your thoughts. How do we feel? All right, guys, we'll be back on the other side. We'll see how the second half goes. See if the Sixers can pull away. I believe they will, but you never know. You never know. All right, be back in just a moment. right, we are back. Dang, they started this half real quick, man. Even the refs were like, yo, we're trying to get out of here. But, yeah, man. Sixers lead it by 6. Trying to even see what happened here. That was like a 5-minute halftime. Here's Tyrese Maxey, corner 3. That one is off. Pacers pick it up. Sorry for missing the first few minutes, or the first couple seconds here. I'll update you guys in a second. Here's a pull-up 3. That one is good for Jarris Walker. It's a 3-point game. What? All right, let's look at the play-by-play. So we had a... There's Kelly Oubre in the paint, floats it up and gets the bounce. So we had a 8-foot Bona jump shot. We had a 3-ball from Thompson. We had a 3 from Jarris Walker. So only missed a couple buckets. Another 3-ball from Walker. Are you kidding me, man? Are we for real? Back-to-back 3s for Jarris Walker, and it's a 2-point game, bro. It is a 2-point game, ladies and gentlemen. Are we being for real right now? Are we for real, man? Quentin Jackson for 3. That one's short, and Potter going to slam it on the putback. The Pacers have taken the lead, I believe, right? Or no, it's tied, 62 apiece. Here's Kelly Oubre. Edge cone to Maxey. Maxey going to drive and spin downhill, floats it up, and left it short, but taps it back in. (64-62). Here is Ethan Thompson downhill, floats it up and in. We are tied up again. We are tied again, bruh. Here's the drive, turn, throws it behind his head. Tyrese Maxey wanted a shooting foul. I don't know if they gave it to him in shooting motion or on the floor. So I asked you guys before I left at halftime. It was a very quick halftime. Now Maxey's clutching the wrist, by the way. That is not a good sign. Oh my gosh. Is Maxey hurt too? Maxey's clutching the left wrist now. He looks to be in some pain. First one good for Maxey. He is in some serious pain right now. Oh, he took an awkward spill, man. So Maxey going to knock down at the line, but he is in some serious pain. So who knows about Tyrese Maxey now? Kobe Brown under the rim. He's going to turn, kick it out to Micah Potter. Potter up top to Jackson. Jackson crossover, step back. Tried to put it up and pass it, and it was poked away. Sixers have it. PG up the floor to Bona. Turns, spins, arcs it up, and left it short. Potter had it stolen away by Oubre. Now the Pacers take it back from Kelly Oubre. Thompson up the floor, dribbling, driving, hoops it up, and can't get it. So the Sixers lead it by 2. Maxey going to drive. He's fouled, knocked down again. So Maxey, I guess, is going to have to stay in the game. See how his wrist holds up. Ay. We are 15 likes away from 200. Hit that thumbs up button. Get us to 200. Subscribe to the channel. We do this every single game, ladies and gentlemen. Pre-game, live game, and post-game. Maxey going to knock down the first. So I asked you guys before I left for the quick halftime, are you over the Joel Embiid experience? Let's see what people had to say. Let's see. I'm over it, but I'm not letting him go, says Busy. Well, I kind of can't have both. I would, but he's getting moved. Sixers need to draft a big. He's too old to build around. We don't owe him anything. It's over. Purgatory. So it seems like people are over it. Free throws are good for Philly. Here's Micah Potter. Poked away by Drummond. Drummond's trying to track it down. VJ comes and scoops it up. VJ all the way. Tried to slam it down. Had to adjust midair and still lays it in. So it's VJ Edgecombe who goes flying all the way down the floor. Potter at the top, guarded by Drummond. Going to find Walker. Can't get the float. I feel like we're in that territory now where the Pacers are going to just start shooting literally anything and hoping that they miss. VJ going to find a cutter. It's Kelly. He goes up through traffic and gets a default. 8-point game and a timeout by Lloyd Pierce because Rick Carlisle is on PTO. $250 people in the live chat. Thank you so much for being here, man. Philly Take with RB, Sixers Game Day Live. The Hawks are obliterating the Cavaliers. Holy crap. Are the Cavaliers tanking that game on purpose? Are they tanking that game to try to stay in their seeding? The heck? Raptors are down by 12 to the New York Knicks. Magic are up by 7 against Chicago. Big night tonight. I don't think there's any games on tomorrow, and I think everybody plays on Sunday. Sixers will play at 6 p.m. Eastern on Sunday against the Milwaukee Bucks. I had heard something that apparently the Cavs were trying to stay in the 4 seed, so they were going to try to lose the game on purpose to the Hawks. Is that true? I don't know, but they're getting obliterated right now. Hopefully Tyrese Maxey's okay. Hopefully Maxey's all right because, like I said, he was in some serious pain after that last sequence. Cisco says, I'm over it. Nobody's taking that contract. That is true. That is true. Can't bring myself to move on from Embiid. He's done so much for the city playing through injury. I know Harden said loyalty doesn't matter, but still. I mean, honestly, man, you're just in a tough situation, bro. And again, not to bring up the trade deadline again, but that's why at the trade deadline, this was the year to try to make the push all in because this was realistically your last shot with PG and Embiid if they could even stay healthy. Like, this was your chance, you know? You're not going to get many more opportunities with this core, but now you have these guys on bad contracts, so you can't even really move them unless you want to give up all your future leverage. So if the Sixers want to wait out the Joel Embiid and Paul George experience, you know, they're going to let VJ run up his rookie contract, and they're going to let Maxey run up his contract. It's just a tough spot to be in, man. Honestly. Really is. Shout out to VJ, though, man. He's playing well tonight. VJ is doing his thing. I would assume Maxey's out of the game now, right? Oh, no, he's still in. So it seems like Maxey's all right. But there's Jarris Walker going to find Cameron Jones. There's Jalen Slauson. Slauson back in the game finds Walker for 3. Just short, and he tracks down the rebound. Nobody even went for it. 3 ball from Thompson. He's fouled by Maxey. Dude, this team is so checked out, man. This team is so checked out. How do you not run for a rebound? I need somebody to explain that to me. I need somebody to actually explain how you don't run for a rebound. Like, we can talk about not being good enough, not being talented enough. We can even talk about being pissed off about the Embiid news, right? I'm sure these guys are frustrated about that. But how do you not run for a rebound? Like, you could maybe not be quick enough to get it. I just don't we just see these things all the time, and I'm like, how's that even possible? You got 5 guys on the floor that don't even try to get a rebound. I don't understand it, man. Thompson going to knock it down 72-67. Drummond going to fake the handoff, drives, kicks to Kelly Oubre in the corner for 3. That one is short. VJ picks it up. VJ up the floor to PG. PG at the top for 3, misses it. Drummond just shoved the guy out of the way and gets a foul. Just crazy, bro. Rockets pick has taken a value hit of late. Rockets winning, Lakers falling below them. The draft pick is our asset. We need to hit it out of the park with the draft. Yeah, but again, here's my gripe against that. As I think Paul George just got elbowed in the face. So now PG is hurt. PG can't even look up. Maybe his nose is bleeding. Bruh. PG wants to get subbed out. My gripe against the whole thing with the Rockets pick that, again, never makes any sense. You're not going to draft probably a day 1 starter in the 20s. That does not happen often. If you strike lightning, then sure. But that is not a normal case. So I don't understand why everybody thinks the pick in the 20 is going to get us a starter. It's going to be a role player, which means you should have just kept Jared McCain. Anyway, PG over to the bench. He is injured, and we'll see what happens with him when we come back. We will see what happens with Paul George. This team, I mean, they just have a dark cloud over them. Simple as that. They just have a dark cloud. I can't explain it, RB. As a guard, I average 10 boards a game easy. Often all my own missed shots. Can't stand shooters not following misses as they have the read on it before everyone. Yeah. To answer the question, coaching, Nick Nurse does not emphasize perimeter defense or rebounding. The Raptors, who suck at rebounding, still make an effort due to Darko's coaching. Yeah, I do think effort is a big part of it, man. I think you're right in the sense of, like, players have to have the respect, or I'm sorry, they need to respect their coach. Like, the coach needs to have the players' respect. And when the coach doesn't have the players' respect, I think it's pretty obvious in how they approach the game. I think that's how it kind of plays out, you know? So, like, if guys know that they're just going to, like, not be benched or not have anything said to them and, you know, it doesn't matter, then yeah, they're not going to rebound and they're just going to do whatever they want to do. Which is sad, because as a professional athlete, you should go out there and give it 150% every night, but as we know, that is not the case. The McCain trade was a disaster, made no sense. 100%. It still doesn't make sense. Doesn't make sense at all. You're probably going to draft a role player in the 20s. All right, so let's see what happens with Paul George. 5-point game. I mean, this is just a disappointment if we're being honest. You know how I always say there's games that are wins that feel like losses and games that are losses that feel like wins? If this is how the game goes for the rest of the game, I mean, this is going to feel like a loss to me. Already does because of the pretty much everything this team's going through. Maxey misses the floater. Pacers get it back. So Paul George is back on the floor after getting hit in the eye. Here's a drive and kick from Brown. Here's Jalen Slauson. Jay Huff going to pop out for 3 and drills it. Pacers are going to have to take Jay Huff off the floor. He's playing too good. Lloyd Pierce's going to he's going to sub out Jay Huff, be like, dude, what did I tell you? Stop shooting threes. You're too wide open. Edgecombe against Tail and Peter. Going to drive and spin. VJ at the nail. Finds Maxey cutting to the rim. Floats it up and in. Sixers lead it by 4. Philly for life, $2 super chat. 20th pick better be better than Jared or I'm going to snap RB. It's not going to be better than Jared, and it's probably going to be like the 23rd or 24th pick. It's not going to be number 20 anyway. The Rockets have won 8 in a row. They just keep rising up the ranks, so air ball from Jalen Slauson. Here come these 76ers. Maxey against Peter finds Paul George, corner 3, and the Sixers answer back. So Maxey and PG trying to hold the team afloat with Drummond, Oubre, and VJ. Here is Cam Jones, swings it out to a wide open shooter in the corner. It's Jalen Slauson, just misses the 3. Drummond the rebound. Sixers have it up by 7. Maxey turning in the post. He steps back. Maxey floats it up, and he is fouled. We did finally hit 200 likes. Drop the yes, sir. Let's go, man. Yes, sir.
He's on fire.
Yes, sir. Put me out of my misery. We're hanging on by a thread, guys. We are. We're here, man. This is feeling very March-ish. This is feeling like we're back a month ago. This is feeling like we're back a year ago. I'm ready for the playoffs. I don't think people understand the toll it takes when you cover this team every day. And, you know, I log on to Twitter in the morning and people are just crapping on the Sixers and trying to crap on everything. And then, you know, then the team gets the most random injuries. Like, it is not fun to talk about this team right now. It really is not. There's a pull-up midi. Thompson gets it to go. The reason I do this is for y'all, man. I believe in this community. Y'all are the best, and that's why I'm here, honestly. Paul George against Ethan Thompson. Paul George going to turn, spin. PG floats it up and gets it to go. And one, Paul George. Yes, sir. Drop the ones in the chat. And one. $2 super chat, Philly for life. Don't know how people still defend the trade. Horrible move. Terrible move, Philly. Terrible, bro. Terrible. Terrible. Paul George misses the free throw short. Sixers lead it by 9. Here is Cam Jones going to find Obi Toppin. Toppin at the top finds Jay Huff. Jay Huff finds a cutter. Maxey pokes it away. Nice defense by the Sixers. Grimes, Drummond up the floor. Drummond blocked by Jay Huff. It's his 4th of the night. Sixers get it back. PG floats it up and gets it to go. Nice bucket for Paul George. Oh, man. Here is Jay Huff. Huff and puff. Throws it to nobody. Throws it to nobody. Out of bounds. Tank, did you say? Jay Huff woke up with the tank, man. 3.5 to go. We do have a bonus trivia question coming up at the end of the third quarter, and it's going to be huge. Paul George crossing over. He posts up. He finds Grimes. Grimes from the wing. Can't get it. I really do appreciate the diehards in here, man. Much love to you guys and girls. Really not even the Sixer diehards at this point, just the Philly take diehards. Top in a 3, gets it to go. Like I said, guys, I cover the Eagles on A to Z Sports. You know, I'm on Bleacher Report. I'm on here. It's fun covering sports, but it's been hard to talk about the Sixers team. I'm looking forward to the playoff streams, man. I'm looking forward to talking about other teams. Got some cool things in the works, but it's exhausting talking about this team. And I agree with Robert in the chat. He says it's exhausting being a Sixers fan. It really is, man, especially with games like this. You know, when you make a YouTube channel and you make a podcast or whatever, like, the goal is to keep growing, right? And, like, unfortunately, I can only control what I can control. The Sixers, on the other hand, have just made it so tough. But the fact that we've still built this diehard community, it's a lot of fun, man. It's a lot of fun. But yeah, I mean, thinking about it a lot, you know what I mean? I'm ready to stream the playoff games. I'm ready to have a bunch of people in here excited to watch games and, you know, some high intensity moments. Like I was actually thinking about that too. And like, you know, the beginning of the season, first 20, 30 games, we had some of our big, you know, end of the game moments, our big calls. I feel like I can't even get excited watching this team. I feel like I can't even like get hype about any big moments. I'm just kind of numb. Hawks are up by 30 on the Cavaliers. Holy smokes. Celtics are up by what, 40? 30? They're up by 30. Raptors are down by 13. Honestly, man, are we even still rooting for this freaking playoff thing, man? Do we want to go to the first round? Get smacked? Sixers lead it by 8. 2:45 to go. Maxey behind the back. Drives, spins. Maxey floats it up and in. Sixers up by double digits again. Toppin going to find Talon Peter. Peter crossing over. Steps back. Peter dribbles and drives. Peter kicks out to Jones. Here is Huff. Ethan Thompson downhill in the paint. Lays it in. By the way, 54-20 in terms of points in the paint, favoring the Sixers. So the Pacers only have 20 points in the paint, and yet they're only down by 8. Here's Grimes, finds Drummond. Drummond the floater. What was that, Drummond? And then he fouls him on the rebound. See, that's what I'm talking about with Drummond, man. Drummond, stop tarnishing your legacy, man. Just hang it up, brother. We got Drummond running in the paint and doing a high arcing floater when he could have dunked it. Like, what are you doing, Drummond? What are you doing, man? He just plays his own game out there. Here's Jay Huff on the pick and pop for 3. It's short. Sixers come away with the board. It's Quentin Grimes on the fast break. Crossover, acceleration to the rim. Kicks out to Barlow. Barlow on the perimeter. Barlow to Maxey. 1:40 to go here in the third. Maxey going to step back from the wing. Too much on it. Huff the rebound. Here's Cam Jones coming around a screen. Going to drive downhill. Kick back to Huff. Huff for 3. It's short. Huff gets his own rebound. Nobody went for it. And Maxey gets a foul. Bro, what are we doing, man? Maxey's grabbing his wrist again. Just take Maxey out of the game, man. You can't even afford to, though. Can't afford to take Maxey out, or else you're going to lose. It's unbelievable, bro. Maxey goes to the bench, and he's grabbing his pinky now. Great. Maxey is in pain, bro. Is he going back to the locker room? Are you kidding me, bro? Bro! I hate this team, bro. Sorry, guys. 40 seconds to go in the third. Cam Jones crossover, back the other way, drives, lays it off the backboard, misses it. Sixers pick it up. VJ Edgecombe. Edgecombe up the floor. 25 seconds. So Maxey's now back in the locker room after taking a shot on the pinky. 10 seconds separating game and shot clock. I'm sorry. 7 seconds separating game and shot clock. VJ pull up mid-range, knocks it down. I'm just so tired, bro. I really am. Obi Toppin against Quentin Grimes. Pump fakes, puts up a 3 at the buzzer, and he cannot get it to go. So Tyrese Maxey goes back. Yeah, he took a shot on the left wrist, which was hurting. Then he takes a shot on his right pinky. So now he's back in the locker room. See what happens. 330 people in the chat. Thank you for being here. Hit the like button. Get us to 300 likes. Subscribe to the channel. On a positive note, we are doing a bonus trivia question presented by our great partners over at National University. Shout out to our great partners, man. All right, we already know the drill. Only one guess permitted. I'm going to say the question first, and then I will put it in the chat. Right on cue, by the way. Right on cue. This one's going to be worth 2 bonus points, so it is a big one, man. Here we go. Right on cue with Tyrese Maxey. Question is, Tyrese Maxey has the most games in Sixers franchise history with 7 or more three-pointers made. How many times has he accomplished this feat? Once again, Tyrese Maxey has the most games in Sixers franchise history with 7 or more three-pointers made. How many times has he accomplished this feat in his career? 30 seconds on the clock. 2 bonus points at stake. Could be huge for somebody out there. Right on cue as Tyrese Maxey goes back to the locker room. I mean, you just can't make it up with this team, man. You just can't. "20 more seconds. Get your guesses in, man. Only one guess permitted. How many times has Tyrese Maxey dropped 7 or more three-pointers in a game in his career? Seven or more three-pointers in a single game. How many times has Tyrese Maxey done it? All right. We don't have a lot of guesses in here, man. I guess people went to sleep. They got tired of this team. But if you stayed in here, good opportunity for you. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll read out the answer here in just a moment at the first stoppage. Shout out to National University. We do have somebody with the correct answer. That one is stolen away by the Sixers, and then they turn it back over. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, the correct answer, Tyrese Maxey has the most games in Sixers franchise history with 7 or more threes. How many times has he accomplished this feat? The correct answer is 8. 8 times. We have 2 people that got it at the same time, a couple other people that got it a split second after. So 2 people are going to split. Well, they're both going to get 2 points each. Cisco was first, and Busy Bee was tied with Cisco. Mr. Scum a slight half second behind, and Go Birds right behind Mr. Scum. And Keith right behind Go Birds, actually. I just saw that too. So 5 people almost got it at the same time. That would have been a record. Quentin Jackson puts up the midi, gets it to go. 10-point game, 11.5 to play. Shout out to Busy Bee and Cisco. 2 points each. Let's go. Grimes is fouled in the lane. Let me go ahead and mark these down, man. Good job, guys. Good job. Thank you all for playing Sixers Scholars Trivia. Don't worry, we got more questions coming up tomorrow night as we round it out for the last time. I think Cisco just got his first win of the season, actually. Shout out to Cisco. Hold on, let me go ahead and mark Cisco down. Here's Quentin Grimes. He's going to drive, pull up, a mid-range shot. Can't get it that time. Here's Quentin Jackson. Jackson going to find Toppin. Toppin on the wing against Barlow. Had it poked away. All right, let's see. We got Sorry, let me go ahead and mark down our boy Cisco. Congratulations, channel member. Thanks for being a member. Here is Jarris Walker against Kelly Oubre. Going to find Quentin Jackson. Wow. Wow. Step over, blew by the entire defense. Nobody was ready for it. Unreal. Here's Quentin Grimes behind the back. Drives one-on-one. Goes to the paint. Up with it. Looking for a foul. Didn't get it. Stop looking for the foul, man. Here's Obi Toppin. Toppin. Going to find Quentin Jackson. Jackson going to dribble the lane. Kicks it out. Here's Obi Toppin wide open a three. Just missed it. Pacers are still trying, though. They are still trying. Oubre drives the lane. He just missed it. 8-point lead for the Sixers. Here's the kick to the corner. A three ball from Jackson. He's wide open. Missed it. Got his own rebound. Here's another wide open three from Thompson. He missed it, and he was fouled by Kelly Oubre. It just never stops. Bro. Come on, man. This team is so frustrating, man. It's just unbelievable. It really is, man. Chat, how are we feeling, man? Get some fires in the chat. Get something going. Get something going, man. I don't know what to say anymore. First one good for the Pacers. All right. Let's go ahead and mark these down and we'll be good. Congratulations once again to Cisco and Busy B. Make sure I got y'all marked down the right way. All right. Tyrese Maxey coming back in the game now. Good to see from Maxey. Free throw is going to be good for Indiana. It is now a 5-point ball game. Maxey going to drive the lane. Scott Foster going to call a foul in Indiana. All right. I got the updated leaderboard here. Let's see how everybody is looking on the trivia leaderboard. We got one game left to go. Some bonus questions as well. Still a very tight trivia race. Anybody's game. VJ drives, reverse lay, gets it to go. Nice game by VJ. And then a foul on the other end by the Sixers. Maxey's trying to protect that hand. Cable's got 11. He's still at the top by 2-point lead. Lou World with 9. V with 9. Bird Gang with 8. Busy B now up to 6. Go Birds with 6. So that is where we are at. All right, let me get back to the chat here. Let's see. Let me get back to the chat here. Jackson going to knock it down. $2 super chat Pokey. Did I get the point for the trivia? I guessed 8. No, you were not first when you guessed. I went up and checked it. You were second. Maxey working against Jackson. Going to drive downhill, floats it up, had it poked away. Here come the Pacers. Pacers running the floor. Thompson floats it up, and Toppin slams it down. It's a 4-point ball game. BJ throws it away. Pacers steal it again. Pacers behind the back dish. Toppin. Wide open corner 3. Thompson misses it. Toppin tried to put it back and could not. Maxey up the floor, going to cross, spin, and drive. Maxey floats it up and gets it. Tough bucket. I was first on my screen. Yeah, it doesn't go. Everybody's screen is different. I have the timestamps on mine, so it shows me exactly who was first on mine. Sixers lead by 6. They get it back. Here's Tyrese Maxey driving into the lane. No look dime. Bona under the rim. Floats it up short, and he traveled. He traveled. Guys, what am I supposed to say, man? What do you want me to say, guys? I mean, this is just like... Here's Obi Toppin. Going to hand it off to Quentin Jackson. Gets Bono on the pump fake. Step back for three. Short again. Dude, Sixers are getting lucky. Sixers are getting lucky. Oubre fouled on the other end. Oubre's arguing with the referee. Nurse going to take out Barlow and Oubre. Chat, how are we feeling, man? Give me something in the chat, man. Shout out to the members. Give a shout out to the members in the chat. 370 in the building right now. Get us to 300 likes. Come on, guys. Hit that like, hit that subscribe button. Edwards drives to the rim, floats it up, misses it. Drummond couldn't pick it up. The Pacers have another chance to cut the lead. 6-point game. Potter back to Kobe Brown. He's going to find Slauson. Here's Ethan Thompson. He turns and spins. Finds Micah Potter with the left hand. Turns, spins, arcs it up, and can't get it to go. So 7:35 to play. DJ up the floor now, Maxey. Maxey coming around a screen. Maxey working one-on-one. Maxey, the mid-range. Misses it. Drummond tried to tap it. Gets his own board. Drummond now to VJ. 10 on the shot clock. VJ going to try to ISO. VJ one-on-one. VJ the step back three. Just misses it. I mean, this is crazy that we're going to have a dogfight here with the Pacers. Kobe Brown down low and dribbles it off his ankle. This is wild, man. This really is. Sixers have 6 turnovers. The Pacers have 18. Sixers have 14 points off of those 18 turnovers as Paul George knocks down the midi. 8-point game for the Sixers. Pacers need to try to lose this game. I mean, they're trying. It's just close. Here is Slauson to the corner. Micah Potter going to spot up a three. It's off the mark. Paul George picks it up. And here come the 76ers. Maxey in the lane. He is fouled. So Tyrese Maxey, I think, was going to go to the line for 2. We have a timeout on the floor, and then Maxey will shoot a pair. 400 in the chat. Guys, hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button. Let's go. Shout out some of the members, man. If you are still tapped in with your boy, let me know in the chat. Got to give one more shout out to our great partners over at National University. Once again, you have to check out their online flexible 4, 8, and 12-week courses designed to make pursuing your education achievable. They offer the most comprehensive degree program options in the U.S. for working and non-traditional students. And on top of the academics, you want to make sure that your head's in the right space. That's why they offer free mental health counseling, the Peer Navigator Network. More than 1 in 3 college students right now have paused their degree in the world, citing emotional stress, mental health challenges. National University makes sure you are taken care of. They don't want you to choose between school and life. They don't want you to press pause on life to learn. They want you to do it at the same time. So their courses are designed to help you balance work life and school. They awarded $50 million+ in scholarships and tuition reductions last year. And right now they are offering the Believe and Succeed Scholarship. Just opened up for application. Get up to $6,000 per year on your next bachelor's or master's degree. Check out their scholarship offerings, all their curriculum offerings, and more by clicking the link down in the description or the live chat today. Thank you to National University, a proud partner of Philly Take with RB. Well, it is coming down to the wire, ladies and gentlemen. It is a single-digit ball game with 6:20 to go. I have been wrong because I thought that in the second half, the Sixers would pull away and the Pacers would fully go tank mode. And I think the Pacers are trying to go fully tank mode, but I don't think the Sixers can do that. I am not having fun watching this game. Meanwhile, the Raptors are down by 16 to the New York Knicks. What else? Milwaukee Bucks are crushing the Brooklyn Nets. The Nets are in full tank mode. Who else? Let's see. The Pistons beat the Charlotte Hornets. Okay, so we have an update there, guys. So the Hornets lost. That is huge for the 76ers because that puts the Hornets now a half a game behind the Sixers. So if the Sixers win this game tonight, they will be a game up on the Charlotte Hornets with one game to go. So that is actually huge for the 76ers. The Atlanta Hawks won, which means they clinch probably the 5 seed tonight. If the Raptors win, then they have a chance to stay with them, but it seems like Atlanta is going to be the 5 seed, and the Sixers will remain in the 8 seed for now. What's Orlando looking like? Orlando's winning, so if Orlando wins, then the Sixers will probably stay in the 8 seed, which means they would play a road play-in game, probably against Orlando. Maxey going to miss the second free throw, so he goes 1 of 2 at the stripe, 96 to 87. Here's Jalen Slauson. He's going to drive, kick it back to Talon Peter. Jay Huff is back in the game now. Here's a 3-ball from Cam Jones. It's short. Pacers get their own rebound. Talon Peter steps into a 3. That one's short. Here come the 76ers with 5:50 to go. BJ, PG, corner 3. No good. Here come the Indiana Pacers. Jay Huff. Jalen Slauson into the corner, and it's going to be out on the Sixers. Looks like the Sixers are going to challenge it, though. Oh, man. The heck? The heck? You guys can still hear me in the chat, right? don't know what happened to my stream here. That's weird, bro. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. But anyway, stream started acting up. Guys, hit the like button, man. Get us to 300 likes. Let's go. Let's go. All right. All right, guys. Pacers have not scored in over 4 minutes. 5 minutes to go. Sixers lead it by 11 after the bucket. Drummond step over, drive, floats it up, and misses it. Slauson the rebound. Sixers turn it over on the other end. Actually, I think it was the Pacers. So the Sixers had won the challenge, by the way. Here's Paul George in the corner from 3. He misses it. Edwards kicks it out and stolen by the Pacers. Here come the Indiana Pacers. Slauson over to the wing. Cam Jones going to drive downhill. I'm sorry, Kobe Brown floats it up, misses it. Huff taps it out. Sixers can't grab the rebound. And now the Pacers have a wide open chance. And that one is off the mark. We got a timeout on the floor. Dude, what the? My stream acting like this. All right. I think I got it fixed. There we go. All right. Sorry, guys. There was like a weird thing going on with the stream, but I got it. Sixers lead it by 11. We have 4 to go. Maxey working against Jackson. Crossover, drive, and spin. Here's VJ thinking 3. VJ going to dribble downhill. He drives. VJ the step back. Misses it. Pacers have it. Huff up the floor to Jackson. Here's Jay Huff on the top of the arc. Here is Jarris Walker. Walker going to find Jackson. Crossover, drive, downhill, floats it up. Jackson threw it into the not safe area of Paul George. So it's going to go out and stay with the Pacers. Guys, can we get the 300 likes, man? Hit the thumbs up. Let's go. Let's go. Busy says, let's pray for a miracle that Embiid comes back. We go on a Cinderella run. You know, it's funny, Busy. I was actually thinking about that earlier today. I was like, you know how Joel just usually is like Superman through every injury? I just don't see a way that he can come back from this, though. I just don't see any way possible. Here's Jay Huff for 3, and it's in and out. So honestly, the Pacers are still trying to make shots. They're just not making anything. They're actually still trying, but Maxey working now against Jackson, finds Kelly in the corner contested, hits a 3. Nice shot, Kelly Oubre. Sixers up by 14. By the way, the Sixers are 5 of 28 from 3. And they're somehow winning. Jay Huff, reverse layup, gets it to go. 12-point game now, 2.5 to play. Here's Tyrese Maxey one-on-one. Maxey going to step back for 3, way off. Pacers have the rebound. 2:10 to play. Can the 76ers get it done? Here's the drive-in kick, swatted away by Paul George. Going to stay with Indiana. Pacers looking at inbound. They finally get it into Jay Huff. Huff with one hand. He steps back. Another 3 is short. DJ going to dribble downhill. Blows by the defense. Swatted by Jay Huff. That's his 5th block of the night. Pacers run it down the other end and get an easy 2. So it is a 10-point game with 1.5 to play. Sixers trying to close the door, trying to put the nail in the coffin and give the Pacers their 62nd loss of the season. Here's Paul George isoing Kobe Brown. He's going to spin to the right. Crossover. Now back him down. PG step back, mid-range. Got it. Nice shot by Paul George, who puts the Sixers up by 12. Quick wide open 3. Missed. Sixers pick it up. They lead it by 12. Looks like we are winding it down, man. So the Sixers are going to get the win. PG another step back, left it short. VJ couldn't pick it up. Pacers up the floor. Here's Quentin Jackson. Jackson going to cross over, drive, kick it up top. Here's a 3-ball from Brown. That one goes not so quick. It's a 9-point game. 40 seconds to play. Sixers are going to hold, and the Pacers I don't think are going to go for it. Thank you, chat. Appreciate that. Thank you. Maxey working against Jackson. 6 on the shot clock. Maxey going to turn, spin, fade. Got it. That's going to be the one to do it. Sixers are going to win this game by 11. 105-94. Pacers miss a 3, and that's it. Sixers are going to do it 105-94. I was going to say this could be the last time we play the song this season, but we do have Sunday. Guess we'll see what happens. But ladies and gentlemen, Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. Sixers get a W, even though it was ugly. They find a way to pull it out as the Raptors are down 15 with 3 minutes to go. So the Sixers could have an outside chance at the 6th seed. So that's where we're at, man. That is where we're at. Sixers get it done 105-94. Drop the W's and play the song.
He's on fire!
So the 76ers win. They take down the Pacers on the road. Sixers still have an outside chance at the 6th seed. The Raptors are currently losing to the New York Knicks with a couple minutes to go. It seems like they're going to lose. So the Sixers will obviously need some luck. But because the Charlotte Hornets lost, that means the 76ers will remain in the 8th seed with 1 game to go. Keep in mind, Sixers do own the tiebreaker over the Charlotte Hornets. Sixers have the tiebreaker over the Charlotte Hornets. Matter of fact, now that I think about it, I guess the Sixers did just clinch the... Yeah, so the Sixers just clinched the 8th seed pretty much. So the Sixers just clinched at worst the 8th seed. So they'll either be the 7th seed, the 8th seed, or the 6th seed. So yeah. Right? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'm right. I'm right. So the 76ers essentially clinch the 8th seed at the minimum, which means we're going to have at least 1 or 2 play-in games. Sixers will play the first play-in game. If they lose the first one, then they'll play the second. That's if they don't get the 6th seed. Who do the Toronto Raptors play in their last game? Who do the Raptors play in their last game? They play, let's see. Oh, never mind, bro. The Raptors play the Brooklyn Nets? Oh, brother. Yeah, the Nets are not winning that game. So anyway, we're going to probably have... Who do the Magic play, actually? Let's see. Who does Orlando play? The Magic play the Celtics. Okay. The Magic play the Celtics. So the Sixers could end up as the 7 seed if they beat the Bucks and the Magic lose to the Celtics, which would give them home court advantage. Do they even want home court advantage? I feel like the Sixers might even be better off on the road. Let's see what their record is this year in the comparison. They're about the same home and away. A little bit better at home by a game. So doesn't even matter. But anyway, looks like it's going to be a Sixers and Magic play-in game. And if the Sixers lose that, then they'll play the winner of Charlotte and Miami. So we are going to talk about all this on the postgame show. I guess we'll try to sort of break this down, even though I don't care about this game really at all. But talk about Tyrese Maxey, VJ Edgecombe, and more. And honestly, now we have to hope that Tyrese Maxey's okay, because Maxey hurt his wrist and his pinky. Paul George got elbowed in the face, but well, it seems like we're gearing up for 2 play-in games potentially. Oh, I love the chaos. Love the chaos. We'll talk about it all in the post-game show. We'll break it down. I don't want to make you guys wait too long on the second of a back-to-back on a Friday night. So we will break it down. All right, ladies and gentlemen, don't go anywhere. Post-game live show is coming up next. Philly Take with RB. Don't go anywhere. Be right back. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's not waste any time here, man. The 76ers post-game live show brought to you by Prize Picks. Here on the Game Day Live Show, we do it every single game, pre-game, live game, post-game. I was not looking forward to this game coming into it, but I thought, okay, it'll be close in the first half. It will break away in the second half, and that did not happen. It was pretty close. It was pretty cardiac throughout. The Sixers had a lot of ups and downs. They were able to go on a nice run there in the fourth quarter. And really what I think happened is the Sixers just got lucky that the Pacers stopped making shots. I mean, look, the Pacers, credit to them. They actually did try. I thought they would, pull the plug per se in the third and go full tankathon mode and take guys out. The funniest part is that they didn't have anybody else to put in. They had the bare bottom of their team on the floor. I mean, they had like 9 starters out, not like their top 9 of the rotation. So the fact that the Sixers struggled in this game tells us a lot and what we need to know. But beyond this game, I think it's more important that we talk about the standings and the breakdown and what is going to come next here in the next couple of days. Where can the Sixers finish? What can we expect to see? And what will their opponent, end up being? So I think we have a pretty good idea of that. We will break that down. We will read a few comments out, and we will finish off this second half of a back-to-back. Thank you to everybody who constantly taps in, who constantly supports the show. Really, really appreciate it. So this game was a very brutal watch. I mean, it's cool that Tyrese Maxey dropped 32 points, 8 boards, 5 assists, 2 steals. I thought VJ Edgecombe was pretty good, especially in the first half. 16 points, 9 boards, 5 assists, 3 steals. And Paul George gave you 21 points as well. But at the end of the day, the fact that they were battling with the tanking Pacers tells me all I really need to know. And they just don't have a quality next guy up at the center position after Joel Embiid's injury. And it was tough to watch, man. It really, really was. It was brutal. The biggest concern now is Tyrese Maxey's health as well. He grabs his left wrist after going down to the floor pretty hard. And then a couple possessions later, he goes for a loose ball, gets hit on his pinky that has been injured, and he had to go back to the locker room. Then he came back. So definitely worried a bit now about Maxey's pinky. That'll be something to monitor. But on top of that, the biggest takeaway from this game is with the Charlotte Hornets losing, the 76ers are now locked into a minimum of the 8 seed. So they are at the 8 seed. The Orlando Magic are going to play the Boston Celtics in the season finale. If the Magic lose and the Sixers beat the Bucks, the Sixers will go up to the 7 seed. And the Raptors could actually fall down. The Sixers could go up to the 6th seed, but I don't think the Raptors are going to lose to the horrible tanking Brooklyn Nets. So it seems like the Sixers are going to be either the 7 or 8 seed, which means they will have not only 1 play-in game, but 2 if they end up losing the first. So they'll have a play-in game. If they win that, they'll be in the playoffs. If they lose the first play-in, then most likely they will play the Hornets in the second one to try to stay alive. That is the big takeaway from tonight. There's nothing really else. That's where we're at. I mean, again, we can look at the scores, I didn't really get to see these games. I didn't watch them. I'm calling this game live. So, you watch the Cavaliers get obliterated by the Hawks. They end up losing by 22. But the Atlanta Hawks, I mean, they've been playing well since the All-Star break. So they are a force to be reckoned with, and that's going to be an interesting first-round series. The Raptors couldn't even hold their own against the New York Knicks. So, I mean, it's going to be probably Raptors-Knicks in the first round, and I don't know that the Raptors can even win a couple games in that series. And then you have the Charlotte Hornets, who had a tough draw tonight against Detroit, and you had Miami, who blew out the Wizards. So that's kind of where we stand. We'll take a look at the standings here in just a few moments. But I want to go back to this game for a second. The fact that the 76ers won this game while shooting 5 of 29 from 3 is just insane to me. I mean, if we look at the team stats, The 76ers had 64 points in the paint compared to 28 for Indiana. I mean, it was just such a one-sided affair in the paint. And the Pacers they've just had a horrendous year. I mean, just the worst that you could ask for. It reminds me a lot of the Sixers season from last year. But the one takeaway I do have is that the Pacers will be back next year. And even in the sight of terror, even in a sight like tonight where you know they're terrible, they're down bad, they actually hustled the entire game. So I do tip my cap to the Indiana Pacers in a season where there has been so much tanking going on and teams are pulling all of the tricks out of the bag to try to lose games. The Indiana Pacers are still giving it their all. And I thought that was credible. They beat the Brooklyn Nets last night. They came in tonight. And I said in the pregame show that usually the 76ers on the second half of a back-to-back, have more energy. They have this year. I mean, it's not what you would think, but usually when they get embarrassed on the first end of it, they come out and they play hard on the other side. They didn't really do that, in my opinion, tonight. I mean, the Sixers got the stops when they needed. I thought Maxey and VJ and PG hit the clutch buckets when needed. But there were times where this game got down to a 4-point game. And you're thinking, we're a couple of sequences away from the Pacers taking it and running with it. I mean, the Pacers were up by like 8 points in the first quarter. And it just feels to me, I would love to hear your thoughts on this in the comments. It feels to me like the Sixers got the gut punch. We thought that this team would go one of two ways. It would be number one option. They start playing like they did in the beginning of the year without Joel Embiid, where everybody's fiery. They're running up and down the floor. They're running 100 miles an hour, and everybody's knocking down shots. VJ's a featured option, and everybody's going, We thought, okay, we might get that. Or the other option, which is really what we're seeing now, is it just feels like this team knows that their untimely death is coming, Like, I just watched the way that this team approached the game tonight. The final rebound tally was 58-52. It was pretty close. It's funny how many rebounds the Pacers had despite having literally no points in the paint. Like, they can have the interior presence on the glass, but not scoring the ball. It just, to me, that shows the lack of effort by the 76ers. The Pacers have lost 21 out of their last 25. I mean, the Pacers have more of a reason to lose than really many other tanking teams. Not only did they trade for Ivica Zubac, and they're going to get Tyrese Halliburton back next season, but they have this weird stipulation on their draft pick where if they end up with the first, second, third, or fourth pick, they end up keeping their draft pick. Or if they end up anywhere from 10 to 30, they end up keeping their draft pick. And if it ends up anywhere from 5 to 10, they have to give it to the LA Clippers. So the Pacers, more than anybody, are trying to get the best odds they can so that teams cannot jump up above them in the draft lottery. And I thought they had a commendable effort tonight. But again, I mean, we were laughing during our live show. I mean, you're getting cooked by guys named Talon Peter. Who the heck is Talon Peter? And Jalen Slauson. This guy came out talking smack to Paul George. He had 2 points and 5 turnovers, but there was a play where he blocked PG from behind, and he's drawn. That's the scrappiness. That's the fight that I thought the Pacers showed on display tonight that I'm still not really seeing from the 76ers. On top of that, Dominic Barlow played 16 minutes. Grimes played 16. Edwards played 16. I felt like you played too many minutes for your starters. I mean, Maxey played 39 again. VJ played 40, but that's the extent that the Sixers had to go to win this game. I mean, this was an absolute psycho game. You are an absolute psycho if you watch this game, man. I mean, it was brutal. It was brutal. Yeah, Tyrese Maxey, I thought, bounced back. I don't think he had really an efficient game. He went 1 of 10 from 3. But something just seems off with Tyrese Maxey. Tyrese Maxey seems like a guy to me that played 1 million minutes this year, like I said he would at the beginning of the season, and he's just tired, man. He's not getting the same lift on his shot. He doesn't have that same burst, that same separation on his step back. And there's been times like, there was a play today where he tried to step back and he airballed a shot. Like, that's just not what Tyrese Maxey does. Meanwhile, I feel like VJ is right in stride, but again, it all goes back to the coaching. We said this during the live show tonight, but like, when you don't have the belief in the team or the system, it's very evident. Like, there was a possession or two where the Pacers would miss a long three, and you would see all 5 Sixers players just stand around. Everybody would look at everybody else, and nobody would go for the ball. How is that possible? Like, we can talk about being over-talented or undermanned or not having the guys to be able to run it down, but the fact that guys are just not even going for rebounds and they're just playing lazy, it just shows me personally that this Sixers team is mentally checked out and they're kind of just waiting for their demise. I can't really fault Nick Nurse or anybody in this game. I just feel like overall the Sixers kind of know what's coming to them. So now it's going to be probably the Sixers and the Magic in the play-in. And if they lose that, it'll probably be Sixers and Hornets. But does the Sixers team even have enough to make any noise in the play-in or the playoffs? Not really. I mean, you think they would be better than they are, or at least what they're showing us. But then you look at the guys off the bench. I mean, shout out to Drummond. He did have 16 rebounds tonight. I got to give him credit for that. He had 16 boards in 29 minutes and 10 points. But Andre Drummond is the biggest, Andre Drummond is the biggest question mark. You really don't know what you're getting game to game from Andre Drummond. You really don't, man. You don't know what you're getting game to game from Andre Drummond. One game he drops 2 and 2. The next game he drops 12 and 15. You really just don't know. You really don't know. Now, I'm interested to hear what comes out after this game about Tyrese Maxey and the health of his wrist and his pinky. Because let me tell you something, man. If Tyrese Maxey on Sunday afternoon comes out with an injury update and they say Maxey can't play Sunday, then just chalk up the season. I mean, now you're locked into the 8 seed regardless, but just chalk it up, because if Maxey's injured too, then what's the point? Even Paul George got elbowed in the face in this game and had to go to the bench for 5 minutes. I just don't get why there's such a dark cloud over this franchise. I don't get why there's such a curse. I mean, this is just mean and rude at this point. This is sickening, No team should have to go through what the Sixers have constantly had to go through. I thought Jay Huff for the Pacers was fantastic on the defensive end. He had 10 boards and 5 blocks, had a couple massive swats. I mean, you gave up 17 points to Jarris Walker. You gave up 13 and 10 to Micah Potter. I was joking during the game. The Pacers had to take guys out and sub them in with the other guys who weren't as good, but then were better at times. They just kept subbing guys out and trying to get their own guys out of rhythm because they were not trying to win this game, because they are so much trying to keep that top 4 pick. You gave up 16 to Quentin Jackson, 15 to Ethan Thompson, and there was a little run there for Talon Peter. I mean, what else am I supposed to say, man? You struggled to pull away in this game. Thankfully, they were able to win it. If they didn't, then I think fans might have revolted on Sunday afternoon. But other than that, man, what can we say? I mean, the Joel Embiid injury was so bad in terms of timing. It was awful. And it's not, it's a freak injury, freak illness, and the Sixers can't do anything to replace it. So you're going into a play-in and maybe a playoff series with Adem Bona and Andre Drummond as your bigs. I mean, Nurse has weeded Jabari Walker out of the rotation. Watford has been weeded out of the rotation. Barlow continues to see his minutes diminished. What else are we supposed to say? Quentin Grimes, 1 of 5 on this game tonight. I can't wait till Grimes is gone, man. Grimes is, he should have took a 4-year deal with the Sixers, but he's probably going to get a mid-level exception. It is crazy when you think about this team and you think about where they're at and what they have had to go through. Can they even beat the Orlando Magic? I'm going to ask you guys that in the chat, and I want your thoughts on that. We'll do a quick player of the game segment. I think the player of the game tonight, although, it's a toss-up between Maxey and VJ. If VJ had scored a little bit more, I would give it to VJ. Like, if he was in the 20s, I would give it to him. But he did cool down a bit in the second half. He had a nice run there in the first half, but I'm going to give it to Maxey just because he topped 30 points, 32, 8 and 5, 9 of 10 from the line. And he also played through 2 different injuries in this game, which showed a lot of toughness. So I guess we have to give it to Tyrese Maxey. But let me know your thoughts on that. And also, my other question is, can the 76ers even beat the Orlando Magic? Now, the Magic have had some historical lows this season. The Magic have had some really low lows. Like, they were getting beat by like 50 points a couple weeks ago. They've started to build up a little momentum. They beat the Chicago Bulls tonight, who stink. But, like, can the Sixers even beat the Magic? I'm sure we'll talk about it if they end up playing them, which it seems like they will. Now, are they going to play them at home or on the road? We'll see what happens Sunday, but the Sixers are actually very similar on the road and at home. Their difference is by 1 game, so it doesn't even matter to me. I actually think the Sixers might even fare better on the road. The Magic are very mid, but so are the Sixers right now. So can the 76ers have any chance of stopping the Magic and their guards and their defense? I don't know, man. It's something we'll talk about, but let me ask you guys this in the chat. Can the Sixers beat the Magic? And if they can't beat the Magic, can they beat, let's say, the Hornets or the Heat to get out of the play-in tournament? Do you think the Sixers can beat either of those teams to get out of the play-in? That is my question. Give me your thoughts in the chat. What do you guys think? I'm going to give you my thoughts on the other side, but first, a shout out to our partners of the show over at Prize Picks. Ladies and gentlemen, download the Prize Picks app. The playoffs are literally here. They start next week. We know this is where stars are made and every play counts. There's no better way to cash in if you are right on high-flying hoops action than with Prize Picks, America's #1 sports picks app. Every bucket, every dime, and every win means more when you're playing on Prize Picks. With Prize Picks, you can build lineups with multiple sports in the same entry. You could do MLB, NBA, NHL. They have over 100 sports happening right now. You can put players in from different sports. It's really, really cool. You got to check it out. And on top of their player parlays and picks, they also have their team picks markets where you can pick game winners, spreads, and totals, all on top of the player picks that you already know. So cash in if you're right during all the clutch buckets, slam dunks, and Cinderellas this spring with team picks on Prize Picks. With team picks, you can also pick who's going to win the league, the MVP, other awards. You could pick who's going to win one of the series. It's another way to pick the sports that you love, all on Prize Picks. Team picks are available right now in 35 states, including California, Texas, Georgia, Washington, and more. And what's really cool about Prize Picks is that they offer early payouts. So if your player gets off to a hot start, you have the option to cash out the winnings before the game even finishes. If somebody goes on a first half heater, make sure you hit that cash out. So again, you can cash out those winnings before the game finishes. Download the Prize Picks app today. Pick your first game winner, spread, or total as the playoff push rolls on. Get $50 in daily fantasy lineups when you play your first $5 lineup using the code CLNS. Once again, download the Prize Picks app. Use code CLNS and get $50 in daily fantasy lineups when you play your first $5 lineup. Shout out to Prize Picks. Ladies and gentlemen, can the 76ers beat the Orlando Magic? I am going to lean towards no. I'm going to lean towards no. And if the Charlotte Hornets beat the Miami Heat, or even if the Miami Heat, who are like the play-in champs at this point, beat the Charlotte Hornets, I wouldn't say that that is a gimme either. I think we could realistically see a scenario where the Sixers lose 2 straight play-in games and they are going home next week. It's hard for me to believe in this team against anybody when they have to struggle it out against the tanking Pacers. I mean, the Pacers are awful, man. They're 19-63. And you can barely beat that team. It's not good. It's really not good. So the Raptors have officially lost to the Knicks, which means, again, the Raptors will play the Nets on Sunday. They would have to lose, and the Sixers would have to win to get that number 6 seed. I mean, I would feel a lot better if the Sixers got the 6 seed, but I just don't see a way that that is going to happen, honestly. I really don't know. What do you guys think, man? What do you guys think? I'm going to read some of the comments for a few, and then we'll probably wrap this one up and keep it short, sweet, and simple. Edward says, yes, the Sixers can beat the Orlando Magic. What else? You want to make the playoffs, especially for Maxey as the number 1 guy, get some playoff experience for VJ Edgecombe. You make a good point, Reek. You do. But at the end of the day, and I'm just being honest, I'm just asking the question. If the Sixers, let's say, make the playoffs, right? They sneak into the first round as the 8 seed or the 7 seed, and they get absolutely slaughtered. Like, what is that really going to do for experience? I'm going to be honest with you. I think VJ Edgecombe is a hooper. Even seeing the way that he has approached this season alone, seeing the way that he's dealt with the 76ers struggles, I think VJ Edgecombe will be fine in a playoff series, man. What's the point of going there and getting slaughtered by 50 every game? I mean, I don't think it makes that much of a difference. I don't think it makes that much of a difference. Busy Bee says, I'm flip-flopping, put us out of our misery. So you got the people that are saying, look, take us out. Put us out of our misery. We're done. And then you have the other people that are like, look, we got to get to the playoffs. We need to get the experience. I don't think we need the experience. I don't. Outside of VJ Edgecombe, who else needs playoff experience on this team? You get to the playoffs. Every year's different. And, you know, you just have to show up and play. We won by double digits. I wouldn't say we barely won. Listen, Reek, if you watch this game tonight, the Sixers barely won this game. This was not a double-digit win. It did not feel like a confident win. The lead was brought down to 4 and 5 points multiple times in the second half. This was not a good win against a team that is purposely trying to lose. So, no, this was not a good win, in my opinion. This was a game that the Sixers won because the Pacers are that bad, but it was not some crazy win. Cool J says, easy answer, RB, nothing. We have no identity. We really don't. We really don't, man. We really don't. Justin Edwards does. Give me a break, man. Justin Edwards is not playing in the playoffs. Edwards is definitely not seeing the floor in the playoffs. Nurse will not play him. And then on the flip side, if the Sixers were to lose in the play-in, if they were to fall all the way down and then lose, and like, you know, lose against, I guess, both games. Actually, no, that would be the 10 seed. So if they lose both play-in games, yeah, I think their odds would be like 2% to keep their draft pick. So they're probably not even going to keep their draft pick anyway. Like, there's probably no chance as it is regardless. I would have to look up the odds, but I think it's like 2% with where the Sixers could be at. So there's, unless they strike lightning here and just get the luckiest thing ever, I just don't see it happening. Robert says, not even a basketball injury, just wild timing, health issues. Sixers are cursed. That's what it comes down to, man. That's what it comes down to. I just don't know what else to say, man. I mean, I feel like it'll best be reserved for an end of the season video podcast episode. But yeah, I feel terrible for Joel Embiid. They did say that he made it out of surgery fine and that he's at home recovering. But I looked at 3 different doctors' opinions, and the bare minimum, like if everything went perfectly and Joel was okay, like the bare minimum, they all said was 2 weeks timetable. I was thinking earlier this morning, and I'm like, could Joel Embiid be Superman? Like, people don't give him enough credit for playing through the injuries that he's tried to play through. Could Joel be Superman and come back early? But nah, it's not happening. Because this is not like a knee tweak or a back. Like, this is your freaking appendix, bro. There's just nothing he can do. And the timing is just awful. Yeah, I don't know. It's just awful. We are cursed because the Sixers fans manifest energy. No. No. That is not true. Sixers fans did not do anything to the Sixers except root for the team and pay their hard-earned money and go to games. Do not flip this on the Sixers fans. This is the 76ers and their bad decision-making and everything else that they've done. This has absolutely nothing to do with the Sixers fans. And on top of that, as I was talking to somebody yesterday, they don't play chess, man. I've been a big Daryl Morey defender over the years, but we already can see the writing on the wall, right? I said when Daryl Morey gave Joel Embiid that contract extension that it was a mistake because they tried to consult with a bunch of doctors and they all told him that his knee was not going to be healthy. Now, he actually got it somehow to be pretty relatively healthy for 38 games, and he was on the floor. But there was no reason to give Joel that extension that doesn't even kick in until after this season. So Daryl Morey and Nick Nurse will probably be fired. I think that Nick Nurse actually has a solid chance to get another coaching job. Because if you look at what Nick Nurse has had to deal with, I mean, he's just going to say, in the 3 years that I coached the 76ers, every year there was a tumultuous injury case, and that's what he's going to do. That's the leverage that he would use. Daryl Morey, on the other hand, I don't know. But yeah, the Sixers just don't play chess, man. Like, if they weren't going to upgrade the team and they were going to duck the tax, then they should have just dumped everybody at the deadline and gotten value. By everyone, I mean Joel Embiid, while he was playing great. If you weren't going to at least give him this one chance and this one run to make a postseason run with an actual added value around him, then what was the point, man? Honestly. Philly is so negative. You guys just don't understand it, man. It's actually hilarious at this point. I'm not even getting mad at it at this point, but the fact that you got people in the chat, they're like, Philly's so negative. What the hell else do you want us to be, man? Are we supposed to be happy that every year our team gets depleted by the time the playoffs come around? Like, think about what you are saying. Think about what you are saying, man. Stop doubting, have some faith. What are we supposed to have faith in, dude? The team is cooked. I don't understand where your guys' mindset is coming from, bro. Some of you are absolutely clueless, and I'm sorry. You know, we can all have our opinions. I very much appreciate that, and I value it. But to say that we're like out of the box for being negative right now, of course we're going to be negative. Our franchise player gets hurt every freaking season. I mean, it's just unbelievable, dude. But like I've said before, the Sixers had their opportunities. I'm not going to go through the whole revisionist thing tonight, but they've had their opportunities to get it done. And when you don't get it done, your window closes. Then you open the next chapter. Just being honest, man. Nobody is in the wrong for feeling frustrated about this team. Nobody. At all. Thank you, Mr. Scum. There's nothing to be positive about. Literally. Literally. Not about hope and negativity. Philly sports fans tell it like it is. That's what I'm saying, man. We know the writing's on the wall. We still have Maxey and VJ. Yeah, and we're barely squeaking a game out against the tanking Pacers. Do you not realize that, man? You got to wake up, bro. Honestly. Honestly. Come on, guys. We are better than this. We are better than this. What else am I supposed to say, man? It's the law of the universe. Dude, this has nothing to do with the Sixers fan base, bro. The law of the universe should be the Sixers fan base should get what they deserve, which is a freaking championship for having to deal with this BS year after year. Or at least a healthy playoff run. That's the law of the universe. Get out of here with that, bro. The fact that we're all still supporting this team is the good energy that we're putting out. Hanging on, watching these games, sticking in here. Come on, man. We should be rewarded. It's crazy, bro. Yeah, we don't care about the Knicks. The Knicks fans are obsessed. The Knicks are not winning the championship. I will be streaming the Knicks playoff games probably, and I'm looking forward to seeing them go down, and their window's closing as well. It's not as far as the Sixers window in terms of closing, but it's getting there. It's getting there. What is the Sixers scenario for the 6 seed? They have to win on Sunday, and the Raptors have to lose to the Brooklyn Nets, which is probably not going to happen. Which means it's going to be Sixers and Magic in the play-in. And then, yeah. I get what people are saying about Philly fans, never happy, always negative. You guys are fools, man. You really are. You guys are fools if you think that. When Philadelphia wins, there is no sports city even close to it. Not even remotely close, man. Every fan base has its rotten apples. Winning in Philadelphia, there's nothing close to it. Do you guys understand that? I'm going to wrap this show up with this so I don't keep going on with it. There's nothing to be happy about right now. Absolutely nothing. The Sixers have tortured us year in and year out. There's nothing to be happy about. And it's not even like we can look at next season and be like, oh, well, now we can build around Maxey and VJ. Because Joel Embiid is about to start a 3-year contract extension worth $65 million a year. Do you understand that? Do you guys understand that or no? Paul George has 2 years left on a max contract and is going to be 36 years old. And Vincent, I'm sorry, I respect you, but you're being ridiculous right now. You want to talk about good juju? For the entire month of January, I sat up here and I praised the Sixers for an entire month. Where did that get us? Right back in the gutter. Right back in the gutter. There is no good juju. The Sixers are cursed. They are absolutely cursed, man. That is what it has come down to. There's nothing else to say. There's literally nothing else to say, man. I shouldn't have to explain this every game, man. This is not the sports city that's going to go out there and cheer when the Eagles go 3-14 in a season. Just like players can have good and bad games, I think the fans are allowed to give off their expressions. Fans pay the money to go to the games. Now they shouldn't get out of, out of character. They shouldn't go over the top, but like if they're frustrated, then they're allowed to be frustrated. We don't even expect championships as Sixers fans, but can something go right? That's what I'm saying. I didn't expect them to win the championship this year, but a nice playoff run would have been cool. A nice playoff run would have been cool, to see Joel, PG, and Maxey and VJ together. We're never going to see that. We are not going to see a healthy playoff run. Do you guys understand that? And I'm sorry, man. If you guys think that next season the Sixers are going to come back and they're going to be healthy, and keep in mind the entire, oh man, I don't even want to do this right now, bro. Let's just say there was a lot of people this season on Twitter, YouTube, on TikTok, IG. There was people that threw very personal shots at me because I would point things out about the 76ers, despite being one of the more positive people. They said, stay on that side. Stay on that side. You're a hater. We're finally going to get them to the playoffs healthy. Wait till you see what happens in the playoffs. And here we are again. Here we are again. But you know what's funny? Those people that get behind that keyboard and they type away, they don't come back on here. They don't admit to all of us, you know what? My bad. I was an idiot loser. I shouldn't have said that. They're on their way. They're having their night. They don't care. That's the internet culture nowadays. I sit up here every game and break this stuff down. I sit up here and break down a nasty game against the tanking Pacers. The entire plan this season was to get them to the playoffs healthy, and here we are again. Again. Simple as that, bro. Do we bring back Grimes and Oubre? No. No. I wouldn't bring back really anybody, bro. There's going to be guys that are back. Grimes is not back, 100%. They had the Grimes replacement. His name was Jared McCain. He's been traded. His team needs an overhaul, man. They have valuable draft assets in 2028 and 2029. That's really when it seems like there's going to be some hope for this team. That's how it's going to look. Anyway, I don't want to get in an argument with you guys here, man. I shouldn't have to explain myself on this. If you're not frustrated, I don't think you really bleed Sixers. Just being honest, bro. It's very frustrating. The timing is very, very frustrating. I'm going to try to enjoy the play-in and see how it goes, but I have no expectation whatsoever. Bring back Grimes, don't be emotional. You guys are idiots, bro. I'm sorry. Some of you. The plan trading McCain was stupid, bro. The plan was stupid, and bringing Grimes back is a disaster. Grimes is not good. Don't you guys see this by now? Honestly, do you guys watch these games, man? Don't be emotional, they tell me. This is what I have to deal with every day. Don't be emotional. I see it, though. I see why you guys are saying, yeah, like, bro, don't be negative, man. Quentin Grimes is like the best bench player in the entire league, you know? Kelly Oubre and Andre Drummond are the best backups. Like, you guys aren't really watching. You guys aren't really watching, man. I was glad to bring Quentin Grimes back this year. I was glad to give him the leash. I thought he was going to be that guy. He's not. Simple as that. Simple as that. Anyway, I'm not trying to be mean, guys. I'm letting it get to me. And I think I'm just frustrated about the 76ers. I think that's where I'm at. I'm just frustrated, man. But we got one Sixers game day live left, and then we have more coming up with the play-in. We'll see if the Sixers can miraculously get the 6th seed, but probably not. And that is how it will go. We will see, man. We will see. McCain, Dale, and Terry over me. It's crazy, man. McCain's getting a chip, man. He's getting a chip. Guys, the Sixers go down. They win 105-94. Going down to the final game against the Milwaukee Bucks. Must win. Hopefully Maxey's okay. Actually, you know what? Let me see if I have any update here on Tyrese Maxey before we get out of here. Did Tyrese Maxey talk to the media? Let's see if we got any updates on him. Let's see. Anything? All right, I don't see any post-game on Tyrese Maxey, so I don't know. Yeah, I don't see any update on Tyrese Maxey. So the Sixers will be a minimum of the 8 seed. They have a chance at the 7, and they have a chance at the 6. That's where we're at. Weird thought, but the Phillies are feeling like this team now, like they never-ending hype culture. Listen, bro, and shout out to my guy JJ, who was in here earlier. I told JJ before last season, I told him before this season, not buying into the Phillies. Phillies are in a very similar boat. That's all I'll say. You think about that one and report back later. Hopefully things change going forward. We'll see, man. We'll see. 76ers win 105-94. They advance to 44-37 on the season. Guys, whether we agree or disagree, I love each and every one of you, man. Y'all are the best. This community continues to ride. The fact we had hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people in here tonight is amazing for this game. Community will never die, man. Appreciate y'all. One game left on Sunday in the regular season, and then it's playoff time. I'm looking forward to the playoffs, man. It's going to be fun watching these games. Watching good basketball. See what happens, man. Enjoy the rest of your night. Sixer Game Day Live brought to you by National University, powered by the Prize Picks app. Enjoy the rest of your Friday. Good night, everybody. Peace.